It's the Jackie Show. My final moment, my moment of grandeur. Moment I've been waiting for. Howard's late, so Jackie has to take over. Now you're going to hear some good shows.
Yeah.
Some really good radio.
Yeah.
Here's my co-host, Robin. Robin, hi, it's Jackie. Howard's late, so...
Well, hi, Jackie. I've never done a show with you before.
Yeah, F you. F you.
Oh, boy, it's going to be fun.
Hey, what we're going to do is 4 hours of Stump the Joke Man.
I'm surprised you turned on my mic, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it off now so you can't talk. F you.
It's the Jackie Show.
My new host is my wife, Nancy Sirianni Marlin.
Hey, man.
I got a joke.
All right, here's your first joke of the morning. And then in between the commercials, I'll tell more jokes.
All right, show off. Jackie, I just came in, Robin. I saw Jackie trying to take over the show.
Is that right?
Yeah. Some nerve.
He always wants to be the front man.
Always, Mr. Jealous. Can't wait 2 seconds. Thinks I'm late for the show, and he jumps right on the mic.
Is he going to jump into your grave?
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah, well, Fred wasn't going to the microphone. Someone had to do something.
That's right.
I'm going to die first. Howard can't have all the fun.
Yeah.
I want the biggest funeral.
What about the Jackie movie?
After Howard dies, nobody will come to the funeral.
What was it stimulated that?
I was just imagining. I want to do everything. I want to do something first.
All right, listen. Leave Jackie
You're
alone.
fine. He always gets so upset.
I know, he's a little bent out of shape. All right. Oh, my. It's a tribute to your fame. In fact, I do your impression.
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's take a break. When we come back...
You don't know a compliment when you hear one.
When we come back, no more Jackie Show. It's going to be the Howard Show. All right, we'll take a break. I'll tell you everything that's going... There's a lot going on today. We've got a very busy show today. We'll be back right after
No
these
naked women.
No naked women. Well, maybe.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Thank you. All right. That was easy. By the way, just on the ratings front, I want to thank the good folks of Philadelphia.
What did they do?
Well, I don't get to see the ratings all the time, and let me see if I can't give you a couple of key things here. Okay, let me give you a sampling of how we do in Philadelphia. All right, this is, I'll take a couple of categories, because you never hear these numbers. Men 25 to 54 in Philadelphia. So if you're a guy 25 to 54, we have a 21.2 share.
Wow.
And our closest competitor, which is the all-news station, has a 9.7. Okay?
Philadelphia really doing its job.
Philly loves us. Okay, here's another demographic group. Persons, 25 to 44. That's men and women, 25 to 44.
That's what that would be?
We have a 17.7. Our closest competitor is a 9.2. Okay.
Well, persons doing very well, too.
All right, here's another one. Men 25 to 49. You want to hear about that?
The older men.
Okay, 23.2. That's us. Our closest competitor, a 10.4.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hey. No.
Hey, you would think we'd get more.
I think that makes us number one for our purposes.
Yeah, we should get more money.
All right, Jackie, close your ears off to this one, will you? He gets all upset when he hears ratings. See, Jackie, even if we did bad, we would get paid the same. So it works both ways, okay? Just so you feel better.
There's a cushion there.
There's a cushion. In other words, okay.
I don't buy it.
Jackie wants to work. If we're doing well...
He wants to get paid more.
But if we're doing worse, he still thinks he should get paid.
The same.
That's right.
We never do worse.
He didn't want to take any risks. Oh, boy.
Not a word. Not a
word. Something must have happened last night. What happened last night, pal? Can I help you?
I'm just choosing to not react.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a new tactic. It won't last.
Because that's a reaction.
He's got the engineer coming into the room.
What's the matter? It's the conditioning.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
That's right.
What are you doing?
Make it a colder
You
climate.
were warm.
What? Yeah.
What are you going to do?
So I just turned the system down a little.
Oh, is that going to affect the new air conditioner?
No, that's the other one.
No, but why don't we use the other one?
That's on.
Why don't you make it a little... It's not working.
How does that work? What controls that?
Who controls that one?
There's a unit in the other room, and it gets turned on every morning for you.
Oh, so it is on?
Yeah, it's on.
So how come it's not cooler in here?
It feels pretty cool.
I don't want it to be icy cold. I just wanted to just have a little air circulating, that's all.
Okay.
Oh, you forgot to turn down that air conditioner.
No, that was turned down. I just turned it down a little more.
How come it's not cool?
Why isn't it cool? I can't control the limit. I tried to turn it down.
I just turned it down some more.
Having a good time? To 30 degrees Celsius. Or would you prefer Fahrenheit?
All right, thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Thanks for turning down the air.
Let me go light a
warm
cigarette.
in there?
How many cigarettes have you smoked today already?
6. At once.
How many? Go ahead, be honest. You know.
About
Be honest. Just be honest for once.
Probably about 6, 7.
6 or 7 already.
That's in the studio.
No,
How many in the car?
I only have one in the car.
Only one? So that's 7.
And you have one when you get up.
No.
That's 8.
I never do that.
You only smoke when you get in the car.
I don't
I'm trying to cut down. I wait till I get in the car.
I'm sure there were times when he's sitting around, he has a cup of coffee or something, he has a cigarette when he wakes up.
Sure.
Well, when I'm home.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I'm when I'm not going
I'm doing
to
my
work.
work routine.
I get up, I take a shower, I get in the car, and I go to work. I mean,
Okay.
then
When
I have
I'm
a cigarette.
on the weekend, I'll put on my ascot and smoke.
My smoking jacket, yes.
Can we put up a blackboard in his studio and have him keep score, like, you know,
Yeah, every time he smokes a cigarette, he makes a little
little
stripe.
marking?
I'm up to number 15 for those of you who are counting.
I tried to smoke in the shower, but I can't find a waterproof cigarette.
I tried to tie a plastic bag around my cigarettes, but it didn't work.
Actually, the cigarette will light, but the matches get wet.
Right. Why can't they make a water retardant paper?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
My lungs are worn out. I love to smoke, though. I'll smoke to my last day, which could be tomorrow.
And when my lungs get too filled with tar, I stand on my head and let the tar run out through my nose.
All right, I've completed my board.
Bring me another bar. That's 6 to 7 a.m.
This is the 6 to 7 o'clock hour. How many cigarettes I smoked? That would be 137.
Howard's now holding up this paper with all these little slash marks on it.
If cigarettes were nails, I could have built the Brooklyn Bridge.
I'm so addicted.
I might as well face it. I'm addicted to smoke.
What do you love more, food or cigarettes?
Food.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then,
I know.
we'll take away your money for cigarettes. You only have money for food.
Okay.
How'd you get that scar on your chin? I never asked you that.
When I was a little kid,
Smoking. A match accidentally hit my face before I was skilled in the ways of
I
smoking.
was opening up a cigarette pack and I hit myself in the chin accidentally. I think when I was like 5 or 6, I fell off a bicycle.
On
my way to the store to get cigarettes. Smoking, yeah.
What age did you start smoking?
I was looking for my cigarettes.
What age did you start smoking?
In the womb. 17 or 18.
What?
17, 18.
Oh, really? You were a late bloomer.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Well, he's making up for lost time.
Yeah. But if you count the amount of cigarettes I've smoked, it would be the same as if I had started when I was 3.
No, in the womb.
In the womb.
Mother had cigarette burns on her thigh.
I'm thinking of cutting back because last night I coughed up 2 toes. I was 17 when I began smoking, and before that, I chewed my tobacco.
I gotta go.
Did you ever chew tobacco?
No.
No? You sure?
I ate it.
He swallowed. Ding.
You ever light up 2 cigarettes at the same time, not realizing, like you had one going in the ashtray? Oh, that's a lie.
Stop lying.
I've seen you do it.
All done that.
No, I don't.
I've done that, and I was a smoker.
Everybody's done it.
You've never done that. Accidentally light up another cigarette while you're in the middle of the other one.
I've seen him with a lit one in each pocket.
Right.
Hey, winter's coming up. That's a great time for smoking because you're mostly indoors. And
You can keep all the smoke trapped
It's a
in
great
there.
activity. Wonderful.
It's my winter sport.
Yeah.
During the summer, the weather's so nice it feels bad to smoke, but in the winter, it's great to smoke.
It's invigorating.
It's warming.
Smoking vinyl.
It's warming. It cuts down the...
Cuts down on my oil bills.
Yeah.
Weren't you reading the ratings or something?
Yes. I was reading the ratings. I don't know why you guys insist on making fun of my smoking. It's not funny.
It's a terrible addiction.
Does it bother you when we make fun of your smoking?
Why should it bother me?
Oh.
Why should it bother me?
It gives me a reason to smoke.
I'll now go back and have another cigarette.
But you act like I'm the only person in the world that smokes.
You're the only one we know.
You know, I started using a cigarette holder, but people told me I look stupid.
It takes too long. It gets in the way of smoking time.
Putting the cigarette in the holder cuts down on my need for nicotine.
It takes too long for the smoke to get to me.
That's right. I don't want anything between me and my smoke.
If I could rip off the filter, I would.
You ever smoke non-filters?
No.
I never did.
No.
Never did that. I don't want the paper caught on my lips.
It's uncivilized.
You know, it's
low tar.
It's the same reason I don't drive a stick shift. If innovation's ever made, why go backward?
I don't smoke with I don't drive with a stick shift because that would take away from being able to hold a cigarette and put it in the ashtray at the same time with all the shifting going on.
Shifting cuts down on my smoking.
That's right.
It bothers my smoking hand.
That's right. The other day, I was walking down the street, and I saw a building on fire, so I walked close to it and sucked in the smoke.
And then I lit a cigarette.
It was a
I used the fire of the house to light the cigarette.
That's right. And the smoke from the building was like a free cigarette.
I have a funny story once. One time, I saw a Buddhist monk light himself on fire. So I walked up with a cigarette in my mouth and said, "Got a light?"
I love cigarettes. First I love food and then cigarettes.
But I'm never without cigarettes.
I made some muffins made out of cigarettes.
I once had a muffin made out of cigarettes.
I make tobacco brownies.
Okay. I stuffed my turkey with filters.
That's right. The other day, I made a cigarette pie. It was delicious, brown and crusty on the outside, and tobacco on the inside.
Ooh, am I Popeye now?
I love to smoke more than any person on the planet. I will challenge any of your listeners to a smoke-off.
I love my smoke.
Do you blow smoke rings and stuff? Do you have like when I smoked, it was
time with that.
I would pull in and then
What,
always
got that
two.
French curl?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do French curl?
I'm way beyond that.
Oh yeah, what do you do? You must be able to do some cool stuff.
No, I don't do anything.
No, you
I can
smoke.
inhale through my ears.
He's not even creative with his
I'm
cigarettes.
a straight smoker.
Hey, I'm a serious smoker.
Watch the smoke come out of my ears.
You're right. Kenneth Keith.
Look at the beautiful stains on my nails.
It's just funny that you never got into some of the intricacies of smoking for a guy who's done it that
Yeah,
much.
you know, you might want to sit back every once in a while and play with the smoke.
Maybe I was a teenager I did it, but...
Maybe I was a teenager.
But then I matured. Then I matured, man. I don't play with
Who
my
needs
smoke.
to play with their smoke?
I matured, so maybe I don't...
I got serious about smoking.
Smoking is not a video game.
If only I had gotten serious about my career like I did about smoking.
I am good at one thing, smoking.
Smoking.
Smoking is my career.
The engineering is a part-time thing. Smoking is full-time. You know who my favorite people in history are, of course?
Who?
The Indians who taught the pilgrims to grow tobacco. I love those redskins.
My heroes.
My heroes. He always talks in a monotone.
Yeah. He can't, you know, he's so used to holding a cigarette in those lips,
right.
he can't move them.
That's right.
And he also thinks he's trying to look cool, so he never moves his mouth much.
Yeah,
You ever notice
it stays like this. It
So
never,
it
the
never
lips
moves.
never move.
Never move. My lips never move. My lips never move. I like to talk in a very strict fashion.
Too much work to move my lips. They shouldn't.
It's a funny thing. When I look back on my life, I realize I set my cigarettes on fire, but I certainly didn't set the world on fire.
Ironic, ain't it? I got work to do.
I gotta be honest, I've got work to do. You know, from all this nicotine, my fingers are as yellow as Judge Ito. Why couldn't I be a lawyer?
From the wrists up, I'm Japanese.
That's it.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I'm going to have a cigarette.
I need a cigarette after all the tension in the room.
I hate that stuff. Cuts down on my smoking time.
If it wasn't for work, I could smoke constantly.
Work interrupts my smoking.
Life would be one long cigarette.
Hey, Ganji, go take that stupid camera and record him having a cigarette. Wait for him to light up.
Yeah, because he'll hold out.
I got to take a break. Rock it now. All right, so where was I? All right, I was telling you ratings in Philadelphia, which I was quite proud of, just to give you an idea of the power of this show, the size, the enormity of the audience. So we thank the people of Philadelphia, of course, Los Angeles making us number one, New York again making us number one for the billionth time, and that's great. And the reason it's important is because...
if we're not number one, we're gone.
Yeah, if like we're number two, it's not good enough. You don't put up with us for some reason.
And we're still number one in a host of other markets.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Las Vegas, Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. Did you mention Myrtle Beach?
Yes, I did.
Good.
You didn't hear it over that belch.
Myrtle Beach.
He was still talking.
So, Fafa Fui handed me a note. I somehow wanted to talk about this yesterday, but my paperback is out, as you know. The book is in paperback, and they're not showing it in Caldor. He said that in Caldor they have a big list that says the number one book and the number two book. My book is listed the number two book in the country right now, paperback now, in Caldor, and they don't have it. They're sitting there. It's the only book they don't have sitting there.
Every other book is there, right?
Every other book is there.
What's funnier than that, every book has the list price. It's a New York Times list, so it has the number one book, the list price, and then what they sell it for.
Right.
They sell it at a discount. So number two, it says, Private Parts, Howard Stern, has a list price, and then what they sell it for, it says not available.
Yeah.
What do they mean by that?
It's so weird. I can't tell you. It's just weird. I don't know what it is.
I got a bunch of articles about that, what's going on down in Alabama now.
What is going on down in Alabama?
Well, there's some church. The minister brought it to the attention of those little ladies.
Yeah.
That your book was in the public library there in their little town.
Yeah.
And then they decided to take up this protest. Now, these little ladies have never seen your book.
Don't even know who I am.
Don't know what's in it.
Wasn't bothering them before.
No. They had no clue that it was there. Nothing had happened in the town.
Right.
But the minister comes into church one Sunday and I guess did a sermon about your book.
Can you imagine that the nerve of a religious man, that this supposedly religious man, this is his issue in life? We have a country so out of control. There's so many good things. Hey, Frank, can you take the Baba Booey puppet and put him somewhere where I don't have to stare at him? It's really disturbing. I got Baba Booey here and the Baba Booey puppet. Papa puppet. Anyway, can you imagine there are young people who won't go to church anymore. The churches are dying off. There's priests raping young boys. This is what concerns him. This is why people are turned off to the big religions. They don't address the needs of the people. And what do I mean by that? They don't offer any answers. They don't. You've got a bunch of dopes basically running the church. Your church is only as good as the people running it, because you look to them for inspiration or some kind of meaning in life. Mm-hmm. And you know what their answer is? Eat a wafer and pray a lot. Oh, okay.
Everything will be fine. Everything will go away.
So who do I pray to again? Is it Santa Claus or which one do I pray to?
The Easter Bunny?
Yeah, we're like a bunch of natives banging on the rocks. Instead of providing a place of comfort, of common sense. And look at what the old ladies, they don't really want to do anything for anybody. They don't want to help anybody. They don't want to help the community. They just want to, scream about a book.
Well, I'm going to show you these pictures. Let me come over.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just so weird, the hypocrisy and stuff, It's just so weird.
Well, you think they would take that energy and have, like, a food drive?
Yeah,
or
of course.
Drive
yeah, there's people starving. There's people in this country starving. Oh, here, you got to see these old biddies. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is great. You got to see this. Oh, I wish I had included this in the paperback. Oh, this picture says it all. Look at these two old... I'll hold it up to the camera. I don't know. We never know what ends up on the E-show.
Put a piece of paper behind it, Howard, because then it gets...
Yeah, put something behind it.
Take these. Here you go.
I got it. I have a professional piece of paper behind it. I got to show this to some... There's a camera here. Who knows if it's going to end up on TV, but look at these old biddies. And they're holding up signs that say, standing stern against stern. And my name is crossed out in a big X. Please, no stern in our libraries. And look at them. Alabaster, Alabama residents Scherer Moore, left, and Norma Weiser hold picket signs outside the Alabaster Public Library on Saturday. They are protesting the library's stocking of Howard Stern's book Private Parts in its collection. Look at these dopes. Look at these two dopes.
I was so happy when I got that picture.
Look at them. They look like Barbara Bush's grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the clothing they wear. Oh man!
Yeah, they should be concerned about what's in the library.
Yeah, this is offensive. Look at the little white. Look at the little white tennis shoes and the little tiny socks.
And the little socks.
Oh, everything a woman shouldn't be. That's a guy in a dress. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, but they're out there protesting you.
Wowee. Nice
That's
belt.
That's probably the best exercise they've gotten in a while. First time that woman's had her hands above her head.
Yeah, this is like a Richard Simmons old age geriatric workout program. They're holding signs above their heads. And look, they're so proud of themselves. They're changing the world. They're making a difference in their community.
Yeah, right.
Look
well,
at that.
thank goodness for the library there. They said that, hey, you know, we don't believe in censorship.
Yeah.
The book is here. Nobody has to take it out if they don't want to.
Right. Yeah, and it's probably on the reserve list. Only adults can get to it.
Well, that's what the minister was complaining, that anybody could check it out. Apparently, it wasn't on the reserve list.
Really shouldn't be. Anybody should be able to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, in Alabaster, Alabama, they have it all figured out.
And here's some more picketers. And look at this one. This woman appears to be younger. She almost appears to be someone about my age who grew up in the 60s and learned nothing.
They passed her by. She missed the whole thing.
Deborah Valenti. You know, what's with all the Italians living down south and becoming like
I guess they're trying to fit in.
Did you notice the people at the Westco Library, they were like Italian guys too? I was kind of shocked by that. Being half Italian, I'm so much shocked by that.
You expect more from your people.
From my people. Deborah Valenti left, and Donna Martin don't want Howard Stern's book in Alabaster's library. And look at their sign. Howard Stern's book is pornography. Look at her holding it up. I don't know if the camera can catch that. Same people who like witches, who hung witches and burned Beatles records.
Right.
And these are people who grew up probably like young people.
They probably listened to the Beatles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how can you? I'd love to call them on the phone.
I was gonna say maybe we could get some numbers and see if they wouldn't come talk to us.
Oh yeah, they're real brave. They'll call them on the phone. But look at what they're concerned with. And they appear to be having like a big picnic or something outside the library, so it's like a place for other yahoos to meet each other. Let's see, do they have any quotes from them?
Yeah. Donna
Martin, also a member of the First Baptist Church, said, there is nothing redeeming about the book. It's not like there were a few bad words you can take out, she said. There's nothing redeeming. She's decided there's nothing redeeming.
I don't even think she's seen the book. Like I said, they heard a sermon and all, started making signs.
A youth group from the church obtained a permit from the city of Alabaster to picket the Albert L. Scott Library to protest its single copy of Private Parts.
Yeah, just one book.
Mrs. Valenti said the church's pastor brought it to their attention about a month ago that the book was available at the library. That's what this guy's worried about. That's like our government worrying about the FCC. We got Haitians coming in the boatload. We got boys going over there to just try and take these heathens and tame them, and they're worried about whether or not I say penis on the air. This is you know what? You got to remember who stepped on this. Who came over on that boat? That stupid boat.
The Mayflower.
The Mayflower. Who came over?
Religious people.
Yeah, Puritans.
Yes.
And
people who wanted to worship in their own way, and they wouldn't let them in the Church of England, so they just came here.
Sexually repressed Puritans came over to this country and founded it, and we haven't changed a bit.
That's right. They're still here.
You know who once pointed that out to me?
Who?
One of the greatest directors in the world, John Avildsen.
You know what? When I say it, you pay no attention.
It's different kind of thing. You didn't direct Rocky and Karate Kid and Power of One. Mrs. Valenti said she owns a daycare center and often gets calls from parents alerting her to expect certain behavior from a child because that child has been sexually molested.
What's that got to do with your book?
Statistics show most molesters start out with pornography, she said.
She probably thinks your book has pictures in it of naked women doing weird stuff.
Well, it does.
Oh, stop.
She decided to actively protest because someone has to be accountable, Mrs. Valenti said. We as Christians have to keep an eye on things. She's a good Christian.
Yeah. I bet.
I'd like to. Robin, we have a severe alert. Martians have landed. Martians.
What is that?
We now interrupt this program to go to UFO Central.
This is an emergency broadcast.
See, that's our plan for today. We're going to do a War of the Worlds. Here is the announcer on the scene. Hello. Mrs. Valenti and Mrs. Martin said they are watching the library's board next meeting on September 19th to see if the board might consider removing the book. See, this is just what happened in Texas.
That's right. All of a sudden, there'll be this pressure.
The board has decided we don't want to deal in censorship, Mrs. Hicks said. That's not the business of a public library. The business of a public library is to provide books for patrons, and we serve many, many types of people, she said. No, no church group's going to run the library. Hey, good for her, Mrs. Hicks. We might be looking for a job for her soon.
That's right. She'll soon be on the show.
Let's see what these two old biddies say. Let's see why they don't like the book Private Parts. Oh, I see. They just have signs. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have any more.
Wow. Isn't this something? Isn't this something? Well, my book is continuing to cause an uproar.
Well, doesn't it? Oh, I have another one. Alabaster Church Youth Protest Library book. I'll bring this one up.
I wonder if they're going to show my movie in Alabaster. You think? They got to. I'm going to go down there for the screening. The first screening.
Son, you put that book down right now. We got to go hang that black couple that's trying to move into our neighborhood.
Dad does have some other clothes.
We're worried about that pornography. I wonder if there's any black people living in that neighborhood. I got to get someone on the phone. Hey, Fafa Foley, get me somebody on the phone from there. I want to know if there's any black people living down there.
No,
I want to know.
They took care of that problem. Now they can work on the book.
Yeah, that little nasty problem is gone. Members of the First Baptist Church of Alabaster don't want to see Howard Stern's Private Parts as they walk into the city's library. I guess they have a big display.
They have no idea.
A youth group from the church obtained a permit. A youth group? A youth group?
Well, I think, that woman you see in that other post, she's supposed to be a member of the youth group.
She ain't no youth. If she's a youth, I'm a teenager.
Because I couldn't imagine a bunch of kids doing that.
Yeah. The youth group? Who are they putting on down there? Let's see.
Yeah, if you go to that middle section, there's some Crumpton person who's spouting off about having read a few lines.
All right. Crumpton, who said he read part of the book after learning it was at the library, called the book trash because it contains graphic references to sex acts and homosexuality. Oh, gee. Nobody's ever heard that before in a book.
He doesn't know about the other books in the library, just yours.
What's the matter, Mr. Crumpton? Don't like fisting? There are some things that should not be out in open society.
Like me.
And if we don't learn that, then society is going down the tubes. Something shouldn't be out. Well, America's about having a lot of different ideas out there, and you get to choose.
That was the only mistake the Puritans made.
Efforts to reach Stern or the publishers of his book Pocketbooks for comment were unsuccessful Thursday. Isn't that silly? I comment on this daily, and they can't reach me for comment.
Well, they don't hear us in Alabaster, Alabama.
Oh, come on. Of course they do, Rob. They must. How else do they know about me?
I don't know.
Crumpton said he will give the library board a petition signed by about 300 church members. Of course, they all they all think for themselves.
Yeah, that was the free choice.
Yeah, no peer pressure there.
Mm-hmm.
By about 300 church members requesting copies of the book be removed from library shelves. The controversy over Stern's book began last spring when library board member Fred Gleason resigned after failing to persuade fellow board members to remove the book from the shelves. Wow.
So they've been working hard.
Man, my book causes controversy. By the way, in that new paperback, there's a little rules list how you can get into my movie. Just throw it in. Librarian Nan
the
Thomas.
movie that will be banned.
You think my movie's going to be banned? Because, you know,
probably.
The movie really is the book.
Yeah. But, you know, it's not the book. It's your name.
Yeah. It really isn't the book, because I'm telling you, my book has the same stuff in it that other books do.
You know what? I would love to talk to that minister, and I would have loved to have been with him while he was alone reading the book, laughing and having a good time.
Yeah.
And then he said, wait a minute, this is not good, and he goes in and makes a sermon out of you.
Yeah.
So these wackos go to the library with signs.
Librarian Nan Thomas said the book has been checked out more frequently since Gleason's resignation. This is historically what happens in a situation like this. By protesting, they give it more attention. Hey, that's cool. I can't believe all these, like, southern jerks are down there fighting over my book. That's cool.
When you say that there's two different countries here, there's probably several different countries.
There's several different countries. Because it used to be...
The South definitely isn't the North.
Yeah. And we don't mean the South like Miami. I know a lot of people calling in right now. It's kind of like there's a deep South kind of mentality.
Right. That sort of Alabama, Mississippi kind of thing.
I got to admit, I've seen it in Florida. I've gone down to Florida, like Sarasota and stuff, and then gone into Tampa. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, there are pockets.
Yeah.
Even here.
Pockets of retards. I mean, I got retards, you know, living in my neighborhood. I can't.
Little pockets.
Yeah, but it's just
all
like
over.
It's just that when you get down into the deep South, everybody's a retard almost. It's just about almost everyone takes retard pills.
It's in the food.
Yeah. It's in the water, the sun, or something. Or...
Why do you think Forrest Gump was from the South?
That's why they need their Negroes, so they can work the plantation. Those people have been out in the sun too long. Yeah. Yeah. I wish we could just broadcast into Alabama.
It would be fun.
Oh, man. Can you imagine the fireworks? Oh, man.
How long would it last?
Oh, who cares?
It would be fun just to do it for the time it did last.
It would be glorious.
We'd go out with a bang.
Yeah. Just duck when you hear that bang.
You could plan some kind of story that we're going to broadcast in there, funny story, and see the reaction.
What is it,
What? You ought to call the newspaper and say, I do have a statement. I'm willing to broadcast. I'm coming there.
Yeah. What is it, Fra?
After much investigation, I actually found something that's open in Alabaster, which is not easy.
No, I want to call one of these people.
Oh, I thought you wanted to just call someone in the town.
Yeah, just like see if you can find like
I got you.
Mr. Crumpton or Miss Martin.
Yeah, those other people.
Miss Crabtree.
Mrs. Crabtree. I don't know where the other article is.
You've lost it already?
Yeah, no problem. Oh, here it is. Yeah, like these two old biddies and this one. And these two biddies here. All right, very good. I got to take a break. We'll be back with more. You know what? Maybe we ought to do... Hey, Gary, come here for a second.
Flop off the wall.
I know I'm supposed to be doing a million different things.
Okay, what we should be doing is mystery guest in 10 minutes for half an hour.
Right.
And then we should listen to those tapes of people in Washington, D.C.
Excellent.
All right, I'll come back. I'll take a few phone calls, and then we'll probably have a mystery guest here. And, okay, we'll be back right after these words.
Return to the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, let that play out. That's the Cult, right? Isn't that great? They're the best band ever. Better than the Beatles. Seriously.
Why didn't they laugh?
They're back. They're coming out with a new album. Yeah. I got it.
You got the new album?
Yeah.
It's already out?
Yeah, I got it on cassette. It's not out yet, I don't think. Is that out yet in the stores? The Cult. These guys were really good, and they were just a cult. I mean, they literally lived up to their name.
Yeah.
They never
broke big.
Never broke big. In fact, I got into them after they were sort of...
Almost gone?
Almost gone. I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, that's when everybody started to hear about it, when they were breaking up.
And so everyone said, hey, they should have stayed together. They were good, and they got back together. Now no one cares again.
That's how they like it.
Is that new record out, The Cult?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh. You're out of it.
No, you got it
He's a dad now. You'll never have...
He lives in Connecticut now. He's out of the music
You'll
scene.
never hear any good music information.
They don't sell cult records in Connecticut.
No, you're not part of the night scene anymore.
Yeah, you are. I see you at night.
They don't let him go out at night because his teeth glow in the dark, and he ruins the night scene.
You've been part of the night scene in 10 years.
Yeah, more than you. I have a night scene going on in my house.
Yeah, your wife yells at you.
My wife doesn't yell at me. What do you know
say
about
that yesterday? Your wife
be quiet. You don't know anything.
So I called a couple of people in Alabaster.
Yeah.
Boy, they're real big shots when it comes to the paper, but not to the radio.
Yeah.
I spoke to one of the guys, the minister, one of the guys that resigned from the board.
Yeah.
And he
Gleason
said,
or something.
Yeah, Gleason. He said, I never intended it to turn into this. But he did say to me that he wouldn't come on the air.
Yeah.
But he did say that he read the whole book, not just portions of it.
Yeah.
It was pretty disgusting.
He was pretty disgusting.
But he couldn't put it down.
Had to go to the end to find out.
Gary couldn't find a lot of the women in Alabama who, were protesting my book, so he got through to one of the women, the one who was kind of like around our age.
Right.
And she said, I'll talk to him, but not on the air, off the air. Like, I want to talk to her off the air.
Yeah, like you'd be good programming.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun.
She'd be a lot of entertainment.
Yeah,
for us.
I'm not too busy. I'm just going to sit there and talk to her off the air.
Radio.
Not on the radio.
In the meantime, I think I just saw a mystery guest walking in.
Oh, is he here?
So I'm going to go check it out.
He or she, I don't know.
Exactly. We don't know what it is. And
you don't either?
I don't even know. I don't even know who it is.
Everything's a mystery to Gary. Well, do you want to go get set up for that, and I'll take some phone calls?
Take 2 seconds. Yes, I'll come back.
All right, come back when you're ready. I'll take a quick phone call.
All right.
We'll go to Miami, since it's our newest market. Miami, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, Howard, how you doing today?
Is this the same woman? Is she the only
Are you
caller?
on the car phone again?
It's the same woman on her car phone. Goodbye. She calls on her car phone. I mean, do they give out the number in Miami? Or do we just have one listener? Are we really starting from rock bottom?
This woman.
Gee, we're in trouble. No, actually, we've already found out we're number one in Miami already. We've done our own research. Hey, New York, you're on the air.
How you doing?
All right.
Yeah, I was wondering, your E-show, are you guys going to be showing, because it seems like you're skipping around. And
yeah.
They never get to show the right show on the nights that it's coming.
What happened with the E-show is that a lot of our stuff
takes 2 shows.
Takes 2 or 3 shows.
Right.
Because we want to show it to you. We don't want to, cut it all up.
Right.
So if somebody cool comes in or we have some wild scene going on, like that whole argument between Stuttering John and Vic went 2 shows because we also had great celebrity tapes of people, John asking people stuff. We actually send the cameras with them. So that worked out to 2 shows.
Yeah, where is Vic? He hasn't been around in a couple of weeks.
I don't know.
Vic's here.
Yeah.
Is he? You guys
He's around.
Bring him in anymore.
Yeah, well, can't do the same thing every day.
Right.
So anyway...
Is he going to...
I just bleeped that off.
Oh,
all right, I hope I got it off. All right, anyway, so...
Yesterday.
Now, hold on. Don't get crazy.
Okay.
Am I right, Fred? Is that today?
I think it was yesterday.
Oh, well, all right, we'll see.
Let's make sure.
You don't know. You can't say you don't know.
Let's make
all right, anyway, so...
We were
all right,
about.
Good. Anyway, what was my point about the E-show?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of these shows go like 2 days, 3 days, and what happens, we fall far behind. But, yeah, you're going to see the 2 girls in the butt bongo. That's going to come up.
Good.
And also you're going to see...
the 2 girls who weren't supposed to get undressed.
And you're going to see the German guys.
Right.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, the German guy who came in.
Right.
Yeah, so we what we do afterwards, we have a little meeting, and we talk about how those shows will be cut up. And then yesterday, of course, I sat home and watched them cut up the Albert Brooks interview because I can do that from my house now.
So how'd that go? Now, what do you do when you...
On my computer?
Yeah, if you see something that you don't like or, you want something else done, how do you make that happen?
Well, I'm just getting used to looking at it through the computer and being part of it. It's hard because it's really boring to watch them edit. So what I do is I turn on my computer, I call into National Video where we edit, and I got my camera on, and I watched the edit, and I saw 2 sections of Albert Brooks being cut, and then I saw the end of the show. I made a little comment about the end of the show, and that was it.
You don't watch after they've completed?
Normally I would. It's just with the writing of this movie, I have been in meetings all day, and, I just don't have the time right now, so I can't watch the whole thing. But eventually it'll get into a normal schedule. But it was good. We had like a little 3-way discussion. We could look at each other. We were flipping each other the bird. It's the coolest thing.
It's all the playing, I think. This is very serious technology.
Right now we're playing a lot with it.
And you're playing.
Yeah. And I tried to get Scott Einziger to show me his weenie. And he wouldn't.
Why are you doing that?
Because, maybe I want to experiment with some new lifestyles.
It sounds it.
Yeah, maybe there's some things going on in my life.
Maybe you're too uptight.
Yeah, maybe I've got to look into that. He's a very handsome man. Very
what?
curious.
I think you're getting too far into this whole, new music thing.
Yeah.
Where all the guys are wearing dresses.
Yeah, I might be wearing a dress very soon. Very into experimentation.
And trying the whole gay thing. You'll be kissing Jackie soon. Why not?
That's the last guy I kissed. He doesn't really love me.
You love it.
I can't kiss a guy I don't love. What is it?
Jackie's a good kisser.
We're ready for Mystery Guest.
Oh, good.
But it's just really funny because Mystery Guest was just doing a great impression of you firing me
Oh, really?
Every time.
Mystery Guest, a fan of the show?
Because Mystery Guest just said, oh, you're the guy that they always fire? and then Mystery Guest started doing, an impression of you firing me.
I wonder.
Mystery Guest must be a man.
Yeah, it sounds like a man, but just in case, I'll put my. It's really kind of weird. For the movie, they got me growing this beard and mustache.
Yeah.
So when I see a good-looking girl, I know I look real ratty.
I think it looks sort of cool right now.
You do?
Right at this point, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. What do you think, Jackie?
It looks cool.
Yeah?
I got a question, though.
Yeah.
Are they going to put, like, a short hair wig on you?
Well, there's talk of me either cutting my hair or doing a wig.
Look, you tell John Avildsen.
I ain't cut my hair.
I'm not going to live through you regrowing your hair.
I got to tell you something. else.
Isn't it kind of weird that they don't want to put a fake mustache on you, but yet they're going to have to try and stuff all your hair in a short hair wig, which is going to look...
No. We went through. No. You got to meet these professional wig guys. I was with a professional wig guy yesterday, just talking about it. It's unbelievable what they can do.
And how great did his hair look anyway when it was short?
Yeah, my hair. Don't remember everyone accused me of wearing a wig anyway? Anyway, we went through all my hairstyles. There's 8 different hairstyles alone in this movie. 8 different hairstyles.
So you can't possibly have your hair do all that stuff.
Yeah, you can't.
Can I vote for my favorite?
What, the big Louis XIV bouffant?
The Channel 9 poodle cut.
Well, that's all in. That's it. We call that the Louis XIV look.
Correct. I saw a picture of that the other day. I was looking at some old pictures.
And it looks weird.
That is so high.
But
it was up there.
But at the time, you didn't realize it, right?
Right. No, it looked normal.
Yeah, when you were wearing it that way, it looked fine.
I had no idea how stupid I looked.
I used to wonder why everybody, because Richard Lewis was fond of coming in here and saying Louis XIV.
I know, and I
didn't
just
understand what he meant.
Yeah, I said, hey, I look cool. What's his problem? He's jealous. Meanwhile, he saw how stupid I looked. Uh-oh. Oh, here's Ralph.
Here he comes.
There's no way you're cutting your hair back to that.
No, I'm not. I'm not cutting it. No, I met with a wig guy yesterday.
You can stuff it all under there.
Yeah, he said he was shocked that my hair is as thin as it is. He thought it was much thicker, and I'm going to thin it out even more and cut
I'm not a professional wig guy, but on the Channel 9 show, I mean, you used to get...
Plenty of hair.
And he even said you were probably using stock wigs, like you're going to get a custom wig. You're not going to be able to tell.
Right. I mean, I was doing like $100 wigs.
Yeah, right.
Channel 9.
This is each of these wigs is $2,500.
Yeah, easy.
Will you be wearing denim work shirts and aviator glasses?
Yeah.
No, painter's pants.
Yeah, I got the whole thing worked out. You're giving away too much of the movie, you guys.
That's all in the book.
I'll be quiet, Robin. How dare you? All right, let's put on our blindfolds, because you want to take a break before Mystery Guest walks in?
Yeah.
We only have him for a short time, though.
Right.
Oh, maybe we better get him in?
Yeah, let's get him in.
Why don't we get in, play the game, and then go right to break?
All right, hold on. Why is it? This is not my usual blindfold.
That is your usual blindfold.
It doesn't fit over my glasses properly.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Howard.
It's not going to fit over your headphones.
Jackie.
That's what they're
No.
Jackie.
Yeah, let me take my headphones off. Give me that. Jackie, did you wear that blindfold that I'm putting on now?
What about points?
Hold on.
It's upside down, but close enough.
Doesn't matter. Got to get the blindfold
See,
on.
I don't like it when you don't get your mask on before me.
I have it on.
I think you cheat.
Okay. I'm going to go get the mystery guest.
Well, don't forget, I have to look. Hey, goodbye, guy. Dude. Man.
All right, man.
All right.
What about...
Guy, man, dude.
How did you find the phone?
Because I look out the bottom of... I'm not cheating. Would you be quiet over there?
Oh, you can see.
You come over here and run the board then.
I knew you could see.
Oh, you're so crazy. I always do it this way. Insane. Fred, you got on a blindfold?
Absolutely.
Jackie?
What?
You got a blindfold on?
Of course. Here.
And what about you, Robin? You got
I have my blindfold on.
Just the mystery guest.
I hope it isn't somebody I said bad stuff about in the past. All right, I'll go first.
All right.
Did I ever say anything bad about you on the radio now? It's going to be real uncomfortable when I take the blindfold off?
But of course you have.
What
Sounds like my father.
voice?
Wow.
But of course you have. Are you doing an impression of my father?
No, I'm not.
Huh.
Sounds like a young guy.
Well, you've gotten a no now. It's time for me.
No, Oh, yeah, okay, that's a no. Okay, Robin, your turn.
All right. Are you in the world of movies?
He's in this world.
Yes, of course I am. Otherwise I would not be here.
Okay.
But mystery guest is predominantly known right now for another medium.
Oh, would that be television?
Hey, wait a second.
Hey.
That was a yes.
All right, go ahead.
That was a leading.
Would that be
You were leading the witness.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm questioning here.
I'm questioning.
I hope it's OJ.
Oh, no.
He can't get out. Would that be television?
You're a very bright person.
You are
A
a
current
television
series?
Pardon me?
A current series.
Yes, but of course I am. Otherwise I would not be here.
He's not a loser.
All right. That's 3 yeses. It's a series.
Ask him if he's
on TV
promoting
right
his
now.
television show.
Are you promoting your TV show?
No, I am not.
Oh,
promoting my television
that
show.
was Howard's question.
Sorry. Okay, I'll let Jackie Motley go next.
Is it a comedy show?
Is it a comedy show?
What other kind of show is there?
So that's a yes. Go ahead, Jackie.
Of course.
Are you the main star?
I would guess so. Yes, of course.
Huh.
Studley Moore.
No. Go, Fred.
You must now leave the room. I'm going to take a wild guess. Tim Allen?
Is
That
it?
is correct.
That is
Wow. Hey.
I knew who it was.
Hey, big star, Tim Allen.
I was going to say,
Hey,
is it
Tim.
the #1 show?
Wow, hey, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, sir.
Oh, let me suck you in for a second. Let me look at you.
I just saw you on Oprah yesterday.
How did you figure that one?
You know what? I'm reading the newspaper today. I'm reading the newspaper. How come you didn't get it, Robin?
I was waiting for Fred to take his turn and then to go through you because I knew.
Fred, how did you know it was Tim
I
Allen?
don't know. It was just a hunch.
No,
I
as
think
soon
he
as you
cheats.
said comedy show, I recognized the voice.
Now, Tim, let me ask you something.
That was really cheesy. I mean, I come in there I do my Brian Brunschweiger voice. Nobody knows. It's so good.
I think you sounded like my father, because my father talks like this. You must have proper modulation. If you do not have the proper modulation...
I will slap you.
Yes, I will slap you if you do not have the proper modulation.
What was
So,
it?
Tim,
what'd your dad call you in your book? Now, this is a while back that I read it.
You called me a moron.
You little moron. What are you? Quiet, you little moron.
My father's line would be...
Shut up, you moron.
You know,
Shut
he'd
up, you moron.
No, he'd say, I told you not to be stupid, you idiot. And I'd say, wait a second. If I'm stupid, how could you tell an idiot not to be stupid? Well, anyway. By the way, I don't normally look like this. This mustache and goatee are for my new movie, Private Parts, that I'll be filming in December.
Are you concerned that he won't find you attractive?
No, I'm concerned that what I'm trying to do is show him that I'm a very serious actor.
Oh,
that
I see.
I grow hair on my face.
All right.
Because I always see guys on TV growing hair for a part.
Right, or getting
And
a
it's
haircut
cool that-
or gaining weight.
That goatee thing was happening everywhere in L.A. Everybody's got the little goatee, so I thought maybe you're just doing the thing, you know. Everybody's got their little...
All right, let me ask you a couple of questions. First
You
of
ask
all,
me whatever you want.
First of all,
Sure.
I'm reading the paper today,
Wow.
and it says that Tim Allen is the #2 most liked man in America.
#2? Who's #1?
OJ.
Jackie Mall.
I mean, how does that make you feel? I mean, seriously, you were a stand-up comic. You weren't very well known, right?
Not very good, according to your book.
Well, all right. You weren't. I never even saw you. I just said that.
Hey, but I did remember this.
Right.
I had to argue with my wife about the Apple thing.
Yes. What Apple thing?
I said, I was you had a pretty good book. Right? I mean, real good book.
I think it was good.
But you took a lot of shots that I wish I'd taken. You know,
Right.
I read it. Your wife didn't get you apples.
Right. Oh,
And I was arguing with my wife in the limousine on the way over here. She says, you know, he asked one thing: get me apples and bananas. And she goes, well, why doesn't he go out and get them? I said, look, let's not get into this crap. You know, I'm not going to argue
Because
with you.
I don't have time.
That's what I said. I did the same thing.
Exactly. All right, you got a lot of interesting stuff here. You came out with a book, and yet you didn't pull a Seinfeld. You didn't sit there
You
and
didn't
rework.
write your routines down.
You wrote about your life.
Yeah.
You see, that is admirable.
Well, I took a shot, but I said I reread your book on the plane. Somebody said, because I'd read it when it first came. I just wondered what this is all about. You took a shot too, but I mean, you actually wrote it.
Yeah, I wrote about my life.
Yeah.
And because
a lot of chances.
yeah, right. But who cares? I'm nobody anyway. So what was the difference? I always saw myself as nobody, so I might as well take chances. Why not?
What chance were you taking?
Yeah, I didn't see any chance. A chance I'd sell a few books. So in other words, you opened up your life to the public. You said, I'm going to write about my feelings and this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you're a guy who also, admirably, stuck with his wife, didn't you, when you got your fame?
Yeah.
You're married to, how long you married?
13 years.
13 years. You're sticking with her.
Hmm?
You like her.
Well, she'd kill me.
Yeah, my wife too.
She put it, like I said in the book, she put a grenade in my pants if I screw around. You know?
But in Temptation, you work with a couple of pieces of ass on that show. On
well, yeah, the Pamela Anderson used to be on the show as the tool time girl.
That Pamela Anderson is some girl. Did you see her naked pictures?
Yes, of course. Of course I have, Mr. Bond, yes.
Now, when you work with girls like that, I know my wife is very nervous about who's going to play her in the movie because I'm going to get to do a lot of make-out and love scenes.
Why? You don't do it at home.
Good night, everybody. I'm here all week. Is that why the glass is there?
Yes. I can't throw things at her. No, you know in the beginning, I used to get a lot of love from her.
I see.
Yeah, I was a horny guy. So the beginning stuff, by the time I'm older, I'm already with different girls. All right. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but...
Now, what about the temptation? When you have a Pamela Anderson, who obviously was probably into having sex with you, true?
No.
No?
She's actually a cool lady.
Oh, of course.
But the problem is, it's all guys on the set, and sometimes she'd come to the set, and she just would look fabulous.
She's in short shorts and stuff. With the ass hanging out of the shorts.
Everything.
Right, yeah, right.
Everything hanging out. But she just happens to be the sweetest person in the world, so you can't, once you get, and I'm like that, once you like a girl, you like a girl.
You can't think of her that way.
Well, you can, but you can't.
But do you have to, can I be blunt?
Be blunt.
Do you have to masturbate?
Yeah, constantly.
Seriously?
Hold on.
Me too. No, I'm being serious. No, I do.
When would he be masturbating? What are you asking him?
No, I'm
on
saying,
the set?
Yeah, listen,
No,
he's been with his wife 13 years. Here's a guy I can talk to.
All right.
He got famous.
Yeah.
Never expected to have this degree of fame. True?
True.
I mean, to have the #1 show on TV, you beat Roseanne, and then they put Frasier up against you, and you're like...
Wiped him out.
And even you can't believe it, right?
I can't believe it.
It's unbelievable.
It's a long season.
Do you get nervous when, Frasier goes up against you, or you just go, I know I'm going to win? My show beats everything.
I got real nervous because, as usual, they pose us as like this big 300-pound gorilla. Oh, boy, Home Improvement's going to take out some erudite show that's very hip, and everybody likes it. I said, well, we have the same budget he does. Right. Nice people work on it, and that... I got real worried.
Yeah, you get scared. Yeah, because you want it to last. And like Seinfeld, he thought, I am the funniest guy. I will beat Tim Allen. And Seinfeld went up against you, and what happened?
Well,
he was.
But Frasier, unfortunately, what they're doing by putting Frasier against us, it's making Seinfeld stronger. He has no competition.
That's right.
And he's
will
getting close.
Rise to the top.
I think it's going to be neck and neck. Seinfeld on our show.
But how weird is it that you are you superstitious? Do you feel like, oh my God, it's going to go away? You're real nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like me.
I'm just. It's all done. It's all done today. I just told my wife it's all done. It's over.
It's over. This is it.
Did we enjoy it?
Yeah, right.
Was it fun? It's over. It's done. Let's just.
And you watch the show each week after you do it, and you go, I don't know what I did right here. Why were the ratings high this week? And what did I do right? I don't understand what's going on.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what the country was doing. Sometimes it's huge, and sometimes it's not so huge. You go, and they look. It was that gambler thing with Kenny Rogers or whatever.
Yeah, that did it.
So I'll have to have him killed.
So that's it. It has to be executed.
I would appreciate that, actually.
Kenny Rogers must die.
That's it.
That's right. So
you would be doing us all a favor.
So you're this guy who's this. You were kind of an obscure stand-up comic, true?
Well,
you had a couple of HBO specials, okay?
Right. Showtime. I've been on the road. I worked here in New York at Dangerfields for quite a while.
And it's cool. You wrote all about your drug use and all that kind of stuff,
yes.
Which, by the way, is a badge of honor, quite frankly, with our generation. Nobody looked at it as
everybody
negative.
did that. Yeah.
Yeah, but he did time.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I know.
Like for pot, right?
No.
Oh, coke?
Mm-hmm. Glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I try to kind of skate over that one.
Oh, do you really? But you deal with it in the book, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't actually, say.
Oh, you did
say it was cocaine?
I just said drugs.
Hey,
listen, so you had a problem, that's all.
No, it wasn't a
Were
problem.
you doing
the problem
it yourself?
Was the police were the problem.
You didn't have a problem.
I've always said that's the advice I give, just don't sell drugs to policemen.
Like many people of our generation, you got involved in drug use.
Right.
And
were we really a coke generation?
Oh, you weren't using. You were just. You were dealing.
I was dealing.
Oh, he wouldn't take it himself.
What do you think? I'm stupid?
What, were times bad or something?
No. It was just great. He was
an entrepreneur.
You were making money.
I was making money and I was lost. I had at college, you had no idea what you're doing, and everybody got a degree in broadcast.
Me too. You did that too?
Yeah. What am I gonna do with that?
Right. You got all freaked out.
Well, I had to get freaked out. But a couple guys said, "Would you run this over here for me?" I go, "Wow." It's just like the kid, any kid that in the street. That's the same attraction. Just we were on a higher level, and all of a sudden it got to be making serious money, and it got stupid.
See, I'm embarrassed because I did something worse than deal coke. I went into advertising.
Oh, boy.
Because I had nothing.
Yeah, you really did get a cool job.
I did. You at least did something cool. I got so nervous about radio, and I got offered a job in radio. I turned it down, and I got so freaked out by the fact that radio was nowhere. And I used to look at all the old disc jockeys and go, oh, I'm going to end up like that. I'm going to be some jerk making $96 a week. I'm going to have 3 kids.
Did that really freak you out?
Yeah, so I went and I did that advertising thing, something I really hated doing, but at least it was like a job like my friends had.
It was real.
And you made they paid you $12,000 right off the bat, which was a lot of money.
To write, sell.
No, I was a media planner. I was doing math, and I'm not even good in math. I just took a job. Yeah, and they liked me.
This is
I wore a suit and a tie and everything.
I was in advertising for 3 years too.
Yeah, but at least you did something creative.
Well, that was my parole agreement. You had to go into advertising.
Oh yeah. That's worse than jail. So you mean you actually went to jail?
Prison.
With black guys?
Penitentiary. Well, yeah, that, but
you didn't get in the
lockup and it was great.
How long were you in?
3 years.
Oh, man. So then you worked on your stand-up, I guess, in prison.
Well, actually, your sit-down. You don't want to stand up. Good night, everybody. I'm here all week trying to be.
Because you were communications, and it never occurred to you to go into stand-up out of college because you didn't know. You couldn't find yourself.
Actually, before, it was during my sentencing.
Right.
I said, my lawyer said, I think you're going to do some time. I said, nah, come on, I'm a white kid from a nice family.
I didn't mean anything. I didn't even know what I was doing.
I didn't. That whole thing.
A simple mistake.
Yeah. Said, lock up black kids. What are you doing? I'm a white guy.
He said, if you figure out something to do,
right?
Just figure out something to do. He said, do something that you will be able to think about. So I went and did an open mic night in Detroit where I live, and he said, and it got real good.
And then they locked you up.
And then
while you were waiting to do time, you started comedy.
And were your parents freaking out?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, now at least, are your parents alive still?
Uh-huh.
So they get to see at least you're successful.
Well, they're both in jail now.
Good. You should put them in there. Oh, that's too cool.
Yeah.
Hey, sounds like a good book.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll buy it.
3 years in the stir.
Well, I thought about it when I wrote that chapter. There's so much in there that I couldn't do my stand-up for years. I get up, right out of jail, I tell people, I was in jail, and they go, yeah, right. If they don't buy the fact you're in there, then my stories aren't that exciting.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. When it first broke in the tabloids, I thought you were trying to give yourself an image.
Right. Well, it's just what happened there was that at Walt Disney, when I was on the lot someday, the scuttlebutt was people are going to bring this up. I said, Christ, it was 20 years ago.
Right.
I said, but
yeah, sure.
Well, it was
it doesn't matter to anybody.
It doesn't matter. All of a sudden, it seems like it was yesterday. And
That's
you never live this down. No matter how long you do this stuff, someone's going to bring it up.
Tim Allen just got out of jail and got a TV
20 years ago.
Hey, listen, Rock murdered a guy. He's doing fine.
Nobody brings that up to him now.
No, everyone's. I'd like to interview him.
You don't go right after. Hey.
Yeah, right.
How'd you murder that guy?
Yeah, right. The point is, you get out of college, you're so confused, you don't know what to do, and you have a communications degree. They ought to outlaw communications degree.
It leads to crime.
You are prepared for nothing.
Well, actually, a liberal arts degree.
Yeah.
That is like...
What is that?
What is that?
Yeah, what am I going to do? I got to deal coke.
You can converse with liberals. That's about all you can do.
Okay, let's go down memory lane for a second. Here we go. There it is. All right. Look at Timmy shaking. Oh, easy, pal.
What is that squeal?
You know what that is. Tim don't want to talk about that. He's very honest in the book, but he's, look, the guy's a big TV star. He can't take any chances.
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, do any of your prison buddies and stuff, like, contact you now and go, hey, man.
Remember me?
Were you the only white guy?
No.
Did you have to join, like, the Aryans and stuff?
No, I was funny. Once you're funny, that's the way out of everything.
And nobody kicked your ass and stuff in prison?
No.
I mean, this was in Detroit, right?
No, I did. I went through a circuit. They put you in different prisons. They get the one you set up.
Why do they do that? They don't want you getting comfortable?
Well, I had a bunch of other rap partners, as they call them. A bunch of other guys that got arrested. They want to make sure we were all in different prisons.
Oh, I see. Buddies.
So they sent me up to Minnesota, up in Sandstone, Minnesota. Sounds like a resort, doesn't it?
But you got arrested in Detroit. And Detroit's like a prison itself. So it was like you were in prison in Detroit, and then you know.
He probably lived outside of Detroit.
Well, I did.
Oh, did you? Where'd you live? In Southfield or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I lived.
You have friends there, don't you?
Yeah, I lived there. I was a disc jockey there for a while. It sucked. I hated Detroit. I hated Detroit. Yeah, W4.
Yeah.
Oh, worst experience of my life.
Well, good. I love it there.
Do you really? Okay, we have a lot in common. We have strong loves and hates. Well, you grew up there. You're more comfortable.
Well, I grew up in Denver, actually. Moved to Detroit.
So anyway.
During the riots.
So here you are, a guy at prison, and you're thinking, I'm going to be a stand-up comic.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thinks, wait a second, who's this guy? He's completely insane. No sex for 3 years. Could you have visitation?
Yeah, but that was the worst thing in the world. My wife would get there, and you go through these little hot...
You were married?
Uh-huh.
You got to be faithful to your wife.
But we knew each other then.
You got to be faithful to your wife, man. If she
visited you in prison.
Well, she waited for me.
Hey, your wife is here?
Mm-hmm.
Can she come in?
I don't think she wants to.
She doesn't? She's too nervous?
She doesn't like getting in I don't like her around this business,
Yeah, but, hey, that's how I am with my wife.
That's exactly how you are.
Yeah, I don't want my wife in a room. She once came to Letterman with me, and I was pissed.
Well, this whole tour I've been on, I've been pissed.
Yeah, haven't you? Because hey, this is your business. Why does it?
This is work.
She knows me better than anybody else, so she always, will cut. Tim, just shut up.
Right,
honey.
Yeah, that's what.
I'm talking to Eisner here,
Yeah, right. Because that's how my wife is. She goes, "You have so much fun all day." I go, "It's not fun. It's work. This is work. What is it?"
No, He's only got 10 minutes left because he's got to go to Good Morning America, so he plugged the book and then go back to
am I not doing a good job?
No, you're doing a great job.
You fired him again. I like when you fire him.
You like that?
I always love it on
him. Is that the publicist?
That's his personal publicist.
What happened? What did I do wrong?
No, nothing. We knew we only had him till 7:30. We got till 7:35.
Did he drag Baba Booey out in the hall for a conference?
Yeah, no, I like that, but
am I not plugging the book enough? Hold it a second. Hold on, I'll do a good plug.
But fire him, though.
Tim Allen
he's always fired.
Has written an honest book about his life. This is not like Seinfeld, who wrote...
you read somebody's
because I got news for you. There is a negative reaction to stand-up comedians and television comics writing books now because they were burned by the Seinfeld book. I don't know if you realize this.
Well, it
was a piece of fluff.
But this started 3 years ago. This was a little different than that.
This is different.
This is a book.
This is a man with a history. For God's sake.
For God's sake.
I don't even want to let you go. I'm so into your history. What is it, Baba Hohai?
The big thing to plug is the big book signing today.
Oh, wait a second.
You didn't tell us about that.
Now, a book signed by you must be worth something. I mean, after all, you're the #1 star.
And he's an ex-con.
Yeah. Ex-con. And
please keep bringing that up.
A lot of brothers will want to show up. Oh, calm down over there with the publicity. It's good publicity.
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah, just calm down. Boy, she's some hot publicist.
Isn't she?
Mamma mia. Oh, boy, I can't take it. I'm ready to explode.
Who's with the walrus? Dave.
Oh, he's not.
Dave Walrus.
Dave Walrus Hawthorne?
Yeah, but my management is his management.
Well, they're doing a great job for you. All right, listen.
They must be concentrating on you.
Well, did you hear that, Rick?
What do they spend all day with you? Walrus.
They're
Where is
going
Walrus?
to get to him as soon as they finish with Tim.
Yeah. We're with Tim Allen today, Walrus. No work. No. Now, you can meet Tim Allen today at Barnes & Noble Bookstore.
Where? 600
Fifth Avenue from 12:30 to 2 p.m.
Okay.
Now, the new book is called Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man. You understand that?
Because Private Parts was taken.
Yes, exactly. Well, I wanted to name my book Mein Kampf, and Simon & Schuster said no. Too many liberal Jews working there. They said it just won't work.
This title was so funny because I was with all these guys at Disney. I mean, Disney owns Hyperion, which owns this publishing company, and there's all these real serious guys at this lunch.
Yes.
And they're all going, we're thinking about using something of the act, like Home Improvement with Tim, or Tim Improvement.
No. We know who Tim Allen is, so don't worry about it.
And I said, how about this? I went
Tim Improvement.
Oh. They come up with names that were so stupid. I said, look, here's the deal. I was in camp with this guy named Larry Mahoney. His advice was, I made up a name.
Oh, you did make up a name. You're a smart man. I didn't realize. And I hit a button on it. I was protecting you legally. I said, look, this is a guy's been in trouble with the law. He don't know the laws of this country.
You guys are supposed to be funny guys, not lawyers.
That's right.
No, I've been in trouble too much.
So that hence Naked Man. In other words,
I said, this is a title that I came up with this title. Three of the guys shut. Go through the nose. They laugh. Sorry. I said, now we got a title. He goes, well, it means nothing. The book means nothing. All this is advice on how to live your life.
Exactly. That's all you can write. So okay. But let me finish the rest of your life here. Did I do a good plug? Good. Oh boy, these publicists drive me nuts. Oh, they do.
They don't care about entertainment. He didn't mention the book.
He didn't mention the book. We don't care about the fact that you're entertaining an audience. We just want you to mention the book.
Everybody will love him, but they won't know where he is.
Darling, I'm not Oprah, okay?
Oprah. Yesterday, right in the middle of Oprah. We really had a good time.
Wait a minute. I got to ask you something. Because you did the coolest thing.
What did he do?
They bring out Bob Vila. Tim came out, did his segments. And he's sitting there. They bring out Bob Vila. He does one segment with Bob Vila sitting there. And then when they come back, Oprah says, you know what? Tim has another appointment. He's going to have to leave.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to sit there with Bob Vila, right?
No, that wasn't it. It was just they'd asked me for 3 segments. I want to sit around with Bob Vila because he's been on our show. This guy is like the real thing.
Right. You're the home improvement guy based on his...
And then Oprah's in the middle, in the break, she goes, it sounds like a publicity thing. She starts dogging my publicist. She's going, it sounds like... Because right in the middle, all of a sudden, they get a letter. Tim's got to go.
Wow.
And I look around. Where am I going?
Don't you feel weird? Because I did Donahue the other day, and I agreed to do 3 segments.
Yes.
Then right off the bat, Donahue goes, what's the matter? You can't stay for the whole show? You're afraid to confront the people of Westaco, Texas? I go, I'm not afraid of anything. I mean, what am I going to do? So I'm there for the whole damn show, sitting there like a nut. So, but you do it. You do it.
He left. He got up and left.
Did you get up and leave? Yeah. Good. You're all right. Yeah, that's good.
Just turned on my tails and left.
You are pissed off at the world, aren't you? You're going to make them pay for those 3 years.
Oh,
you're damn right. 3 years, man. That's the most intense story. That's intense. 3 years. I mean, you must go nuts. But your
3
wife,
long years.
But your wife stayed with you.
Extra time.
Right. She stuck with you through those 3 years. Oh, you owe your wife more than I owe mine.
Did she press herself up against the glass when she goes?
Yeah. Would she get naked and just press up against the glass like in that Turkish prison?
Yeah, but half the time it was the other guy next to me. She's doing it again.
You couldn't. She went up the wrong glass.
Wrong glass. Oh, honey, down here. This glass. Oh, I'm sorry.
So wait a second. You're telling me you didn't have sex for 3 years, so the only thing you could do was pleasure yourself.
In a fashion, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Now, are the cells open? Like, can you look through the bars at a...
First cell, you're in a big cell, a lot of guys, and then when you... This is one of the funnier stories. I called home at Thanksgiving because once you start moving up in the hierarchy, they give you your own cell. And in prison, it's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Right.
I called home with that kind of news. Mom, Tim, guess what? I got my own cell.
He goes,
hold on, let me tell the rest of the family. Tim got his own cell, everybody.
Yeah. And gee whiz, isn't it great? All your friends are doctors and lawyers, and you got your own cell.
Yeah, well,
you're an achiever.
Dave just graduated from Michigan State. Justin Europe, and Tim's got his own cell.
And did all your friends abandon you and stuff?
Most of my friends, my real friends, wrote it all the time.
Oh, they did?
Oh, yeah.
And were you the whole time just sitting there going, wait a second, guys who murder sometimes get out in a year?
Well, this is where
Did you go through the whole irony?
Oh yeah, how stupid! Plus, I met some guys in there from Texas, 2 guys from Texas that sold an ounce of pot. Were in there 7 years.
Oh my God!
And I said,
what about that kid in Michigan who got life?
I'm still writing this kid. I'm still working with this kid.
I've been in touch with his family and stuff. I'm incensed.
Well, it's because he called my family, and I was actually under the same law he was under, but I got caught in a federal crime instead of a state crime.
Right.
And so he's still in there. And this
gets him for life and he didn't even deal. He basically said to some guy,
go over there and buy.
He was a go-between.
This is essentially what happened to me.
And they keep saying the prisons are too crowded, and yet they go after guys with dopey stuff like this.
You could actually have, killed somebody and get less time than this kid's doing.
Yeah, right.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable.
But I said, politically, I got to stay away from this, because they said, somebody asked me about this book. I didn't get into it. I said, well, some of the stuff that I believe, because I'm an American sitcom,
you got to have a wholesome image and stuff.
Well, not even a wholesome image. I have a responsibility to my studio and everybody else. There's 4 or 500 people at work because of me, and I'm not going to screw the whole thing up because I got a belief. There'll be a time when I talk about it.
Yeah, after the show's off, and you're doing residual heaven.
Yeah, nothing else.
Which I think is tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you always think it's going to end.
Over tomorrow.
I always think my career is ending any day. You know what I mean?
God,
so when you got out and you did the whole stand-up thing, was it how the hell do you get into home improvement? And I've noticed you're real comfortable in front of the camera and stuff, and you're a good actor.
It's a really good show.
Yeah, I mean you're a real good actor. So the thing is, how the hell did you get? I was watching. What the hell was I watching you doing? It wasn't even home improvement. You were doing something on an Entertainment Tonight thing.
Constantly, seems like.
What?
Well, then you notice the publicist just slipped out of the room?
It's time to go.
Because Tim has to go, because he really does have to go do another show.
Probably doesn't want us talking about
crime. No, they like the interview. They love it.
They did?
I don't know if Tim likes it.
What are you doing, Regis or something?
No, Good Morning
What's he doing next? Good Morning America?
Mm-hmm.
That show sucks. Who's that? That's your wife?
That's my wife right there.
Hey, how you doing? Can I say hi to you? How are you? You're a good woman. Stuck with your man. Oh, she don't want to talk.
She's going to start this. She's going to start this.
Oh, you have laryngitis?
Yeah, perfect. I kind of like
Really? Is that true?
Yeah, she does.
It's his fault? Hey, you're good.
She's acting.
Hey, bada boom.
Not bad.
Not bad. She comes through with a
Well, you're a good woman. It's like my wife. She's just going everywhere, too. You know, when I go to Letterman, she says, I got to go to Letterman. You're doing something exciting.
But she stepped right up to the mic and started talking.
You stuck with him when he was in prison. You're a good woman. Not too many babes would have done that. Let me tell you something.
I would have been out the door.
Pamela Anderson wouldn't have done that. No way. She would have been out the door.
Robin goes, I'd be out the door.
I'd be out the door. I'd never visit you.
It's a friend for life. God bless you. I love you. She needs my approval like a hole in the head.
Yes,
anyway, Tim, I tell you. Most guys in Hollywood, he's a good man. Most guys in Hollywood, when their wife gets laryngitis, they dump her.
Trophy wife.
That's right. That's right.
Because I thought about it. I said, laryngitis. Well, that's a reason for divorce.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go with that.
I'm not gonna go. Come on, I can wait with you to this and put up with this, but laryngitis. Come on, honey.
I got a million questions for you. See, I didn't even get into
come back.
Yeah, I got a million questions for you, just even about acting and stuff. Like, all of a sudden you go into acting. You didn't take any acting lessons or anything, right? You just went right in front of the camera. All right, we got to go. Okay.
Got to go.
And they're waving.
They're waving. A lot of waving going on.
All right, Tim. Congratulations on Home Improvement.
Good to meet you, sir, by the way.
Wait a second. Let me plug your book again.
Plug my book.
And the book signing.
And Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man.
There you go.
And go see Tim Allen today at Barnes & Noble Bookstore, 600 Fifth Avenue from 12:30 to 2 p.m. And the new book is called Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man. You can't say that
Next
enough.
time, this is all you have to do. You don't need Good Morning America.
Yeah, Good Morning America doesn't sell books. I hate to break the news to your publicist. It really doesn't. My show sells books. That was the fastest-selling book in Simon & Schuster history, my darling. Yes.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, look at it. Hey, that you like. Right.
The book publicist that's here, which is different than the personal publicist, was here with Bill Walton, and she said that every person online last time he was on was, heard it on this show.
Of course. This Good Morning America, they give you 3 minutes. That Joan London, that puppet head.
She rattles on.
She rattles on. It's like an echo in there. Oh, we have Tim Allen in here with us today. There's like a big empty head in there.
What time is my writing lesson?
That's right.
Well, remind me not to mention that to him. Yeah, just talk to Howard.
2 minutes.
He's one of your biggest fans, John. Anyway.
He said your head is as empty as a puppet. Tim, a pleasure to meet you.
Nice
Good luck
to
with
meet
the show and all your success and the book. And everyone can go see you at the book signing at Barnes & Noble today from 12:30 to 2 p.m., 600 Fifth Avenue. And nice to meet you, Mrs. Allen. Even though you can't talk. All right, we'll be back right after these words. And let's remind everyone that our new and improved Jackie New Rave joke page Martling. That's right, new and improved, all new material going on in that Jackie comedy CD and cassette. Only $10 plus free shipping and handling. And they're throwing an Indian summer special over at Jokeland. Buy 2, get 1 free. Call 1-800-323-KING.
I love that.
Oh, let me tell you something.
It's a sale.
That's a bigger sale than going on at Pedigree. And tonight, big show at Rascals by the Shore in Ocean Township, New Jersey, with Jake Thomas on keyboards, which is always fun. For jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Who knows? You never know who shows up at a Jackie show. Sometimes even Walrus shows up. Walrus. All right, Walrus. Thank you. All right, very good, Jackie. Congratulations on all of your big success.
Yeah.
You're reminding me of Tim Allen. Tim Allen spent 3 years in prison
Jackie
and still got a hit show.
Hanging on every word when you said, okay, you were doing stand-up and then you wind up on television.
Did you see the face on Jackie? He was like, wait a second. Wait.
Important.
Worse than that, we were both in that movie, The Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, it was wait a second.
I went out the wrong door.
That's right.
Let me get this straight. Tim, you were in prison, okay? Then...
You should have seen him, man. Tim was leaving.
I gotta go to prison.
He was dragging on the guy's leg. Wouldn't let him leave.
So I can
my stand-up? Do I need to go to a prison and practice for stand-up?
Tim said, no, you already live in Bayville. That's enough.
Oh.
All right, very good. Good for you, Jackie. Congratulations.
Which door do you stand behind to get the TV show?
Jackie's in depression now over Tim Allen's story. He took it real hard. He grabbed the book and burned it.
Beat him over the head
with a book.
I don't understand. That guy, he was in prison for 3 years. I should be ahead of him.
I have never been arrested.
Well, don't say that.
Yeah, but just for minor offenses.
Right. Don't even say
For
that.
drunk. Being a drunk.
Yeah, maybe I'm going to give myself a reputation there and say I did something serious.
All right, Jackie, calm down.
I'm all right.
All right, let's. I'm going to take 1 or 2 phone calls, and then I'm going to jump right to the tapes from Washington, D.C.
And he is a very natural actor.
Shut up.
Albany, you're on the air.
Howard, you all right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I can't believe these people. I hate to get back to your book, but I was told that in a certain school that they're handing out these books, My Other Dad, which certainly, I just had one dad, one mother. And these people.
I don't expect anybody to hand my book out in a school. I don't think that that's what need be discussed here. I just can't believe what's going on in Alabama.
Well,
now.
I think what he's making the point of is in school they're handing out books called My Other Dad,
right.
And adults are saying your book shouldn't be in a library.
Right.
Yeah.
Here they're promoting homosexuality, teaching these children in school as part of the school library. That's okay. We can't have religion in school, but we can teach something worse than religion. And then we can't have your book out in a public library, which is totally...
Kids should go to school and be taught the following: math, science.
I would like them to be able to read.
Yeah, I tell you something, I see these kids, they can't even read. I can barely read, so you can imagine what's going on now.
That's for sure. No, that's all. I'm just very aggravated that these people, like you say, have nothing better to do. We have crack cocaine on every corner.
Well, you made your point. Thank you.
Yep, take care.
All right, you made your
Get
point.
your soapbox and go.
Yeah, he was about to make another point, which was the identical point that he had first made.
Go to the square.
Howard, this is the call, right?
Howard, I just want to say the banning of your book is so wrong when they have homosexual books in the school.
All right, thank you. That's a good point. Thank you.
I would also like to make the following point. That if they won't, there are so many people who won't let you read the book, but and then you go to school and they get sell crack cocaine.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you.
You know what? I think I would have enjoyed reading My Other Dad more than those Dick and Jane books.
Yeah. Dick and Jane was boring. I already knew that.
C-Spot Run.
Yeah. Give me some good gay material.
I might have been a more enthusiastic reader.
Yeah. Dick and Jane. How about Dick and Dick? Let me read that.
Why is Dick running?
Maybe I'd be a better reader if they gave me some of that crap.
Yeah.
You must tolerate 2 men living together.
Here's my daddy, and here's my other daddy.
Watch Dick Grow. I like those books, though, because let me tell you something about homosexuality. These kids growing up better learn that you could have gays in your family. You could have gays as a brother or sister. What are you going to do, kill them? You gotta live with them. I don't mind those books. I don't mind any book. What is it? But I'll tell you one thing. I'd rather someone give that book to their kid at home. Just start concentrating on math and spelling. Stop trying to teach everybody morality. You're on the air.
How you doing?
Because most teachers don't know how to teach morality. Because
they don't have
any. Go ahead.
Yesterday, my sister was listening to another radio station. And
well, what's her problem?
And I was listening to you, and she was saying something about, they were talking about summer ratings, and they said that they were number one.
No. Let's back up here, because people read the newspaper. Let me tell you what's going on in New York. I'll give you the basic facts. I have an 8.1 rating, and these are monthly ratings they're talking about. I have an 8.1 rating. That just came out 2 days ago. I don't know. Everyone's so confused about this. See, people want me to fail so badly that they print in the paper that I failed in some way.
Even when you win.
Not only did I go to 8.1 is a huge rating, I went up, not down. Now listen to this. The rating service made a mistake and gave now with the mistake I was number one. They made a mistake and gave my male audience, my entire male audience,
to another radio
station. They made a mistake. It was a mistake. So they even announced their mistake. They said it statistically was an error. We've corrected it, and we're now going to issue new ratings, which is going to take me even higher. The station that inherited my ratings got all excited for a few minutes. They thought that they had gone up.
Right.
In one of the demographic groups, in men. It's a station that doesn't even appeal to men. It's a traditionally female station. Men and women listen to different things.
Right.
For the most part. Men and women are different. I hate to break the news to the world. But this station then started getting excited. They said, oh, we beat Howard Stern with men 18 to 25 years old. They got excited. The ratings company said, no, you didn't. We accidentally credited his 18 to 25-year-olds to you guys. So when the new ratings come out, which is in a couple of days, not only will I be number one still, I'll be even higher number one.
Yep.
That's all. Nobody's number one but me. I'm the kingpin. They all want me to fail. They're not going to beat me. They're talentless. They're jerks. There's nothing going on the... Go ahead, tune up and down. I tell people say, all right, Howard, that's it. You said something that pissed me off. I'm gonna now tune to another station. I go ahead. You'll be back in 5 minutes.
Come back.
There's nothing going on.
As soon as you get bored.
This is our general manager, Thomas Chisano. Go ahead, Tom. What have you got to add to
Honorable.
it? Well, the Honorable Thomas Chisano.
The new ratings are out.
Yes.
And they went down from a 6.9 share in morning to like a 4.5 share in morning.
Oh.
And we went, I think we picked up we went from an 8.1 to an 8.2 in men. The shares, I forget the exact numbers, but they're up.
Right. So now we have an 8.2, they have a 4.5, and they're crowing their number one.
Mm-hmm.
So, look, you can crow all day that you're number one.
Yeah, but they were
right.
like... They were like...
Yeah, crow all day. Everyone could crow all day. The advertisers are the ones who read the rating. They know who's number one. They try to tell the audience they're number one in hopes of duping. Like, you're going to go, oh, you're number one, now I'm going to listen to you.
I got to listen to you.
I got to hear this. It's the same crap.
I'd like to add one thing. For something like 14 or 15 of the last 16 rating books,
yes,
this show has been number one in New York. Something like that. It may not be exactly that, but it's a long run of consistent high ratings and number one.
So, listen, what's going on? The journalist, the guy in Newsday, Paul Colford, writes a big article. Stern has slipped or something. It has nothing to do with reality.
And then he put a question mark after.
Yeah, I was still number one. I was higher than I ever was. But they do this to me because I got to explain to you. There is such a hatred of me by the press. They only want to write the article that Howard Stern is a has-been. They want to write that article.
But not only that, if they don't put your name in an article, nobody will read them.
That's more to the point. You got to understand something. They had to put Howard Stern in the headline. So Howard Stern, is he slipping? And where am I slipping? I didn't slip anywhere. Any dope who could read a rating book would know I didn't slip. But they want to write that story, and at least they got Howard Stern in the headline, as Robin said.
And that way, everybody has to take a look at the article.
I've been number one for 18 straight rating books or something, You don't read each time that I'm number one. They never print it.
That's a long reign, and nobody's ever done an article about how important or how significant that is.
No, you only read articles about how dopes listen to the show. Dopes. I got the most lucrative audience. The stations
but
that
and as big as the audience is, it has to have a few non-dopes in it.
Yeah, and not only that, it's a very look. This is what advertisers buy. They buy 18 to 54-year-olds. I've got them all. I don't have 2 or 3. I got them all.
This is still convincing guys who write articles that he has a richer audience.
Yeah.
Even though it's smaller.
Yeah. There's no such thing. This is what's... Hello? He's gone. He got bored with this. Look, that's all. I could be out there building a new Empire State Building. They'll only report if I stub my toe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, that's why even with a movie, they're all praying my movie goes down. It's not going to go down. You know why? It's going to be a good movie. If I wanted to do a bad movie, I could have done a bad movie 5 years ago. They were asking me to do movies.
Oh, Troma Films was after you.
Oh, yes. Very lucrative offer of it. They
wanted you to be Swamp Thing.
That's right. I could have been a Swamp Thing. Me and Heather Locklear. Listen, I could have been doing movies for a long time. I'm not going to put out some piece of junk. I'm not going to do it. Because, listen, they all want me to fail. I'm not some jerk-off. Well, maybe I am a jerk-off, but I'm not going to fail. Right. So, I don't know, these guys with their number one. I'm just trying to convince everyone he's number one. He hasn't been number... I don't think he's number 9. Never mind number 1. Number 1. He isn't number 1. He's a nitwit. He's got no talent. He's doing a bad impression of me. Howard's syndicating. I'll syndicate. That's all. Let's go to Los Angeles. There's no number 1 except right here, and I don't go on the air every minute saying I'm number 1 because who the hell wants to hear it? You won't ever read an article that says, boy, Howard Stern must be some talent. In the history of radio, we've never seen a guy sit there and be number 1 just talking for 4 hours every day. That they don't write. I got no talent. I'm a jerk. Anything I say isn't funny.
It's stupid.
Hi, you're on the air.
Good morning, Howard. I just wanted to compliment you on your appearance on the Donahue Show.
Are you a man or a woman?
I'm a man.
All right, thank you.
You sure you're a man, not a boy?
I'm 25 years old.
Wow.
Do a lot of people mistake you for a woman?
No.
Oh, you've never heard this before?
No.
Really?
On the phone, people don't say hello, ma'am.
No.
Let go of your nuts. I got to tell you,
something's happening.
Something's happening, bro.
I think it's because I'm nervous.
All right, that happens to me sometimes. I shrink when I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously, you do too.
All right, go ahead. You asked the question, and now I know I'm talking to a man. I'll treat you like one. Go ahead, you bastard. What do you got there for me?
I just want to also say that I think your show on the E channel is great. You know,
Thank you.
I always wanted to see that on the radio. You know, I always imagined, but now I can, watch you on the TV too.
So you used to imagine, and now you can see what you imagine.
I thought he was saying he was trying to look into the radio.
Did you ever do that? Did you find yourself staring at the radio, hoping you could see what was going on in the studio? I know there's some people who you watch that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people who do that, but they're all at Creedmoor, so I don't know if I can get in touch with them for you. And what ethnic group are you?
I'm Hispanic.
Oh, that explains the voice.
I'm the only one in my family that doesn't speak any Spanish.
You don't speak any?
No.
¿No me sabías de pescar la cocina? You don't understand that?
No.
Interesting.
How did you escape learning Spanish?
I think his family speaks it, and he just never caught on.
He doesn't want to know what they're saying.
Probably what they're saying isn't that important. So you look at the radio sometimes, you say, gee, I wonder what's going on in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
what is behind you?
I think he's enjoying himself. His pants are down. I hear that noise, too. Are you enjoying yourself right now?
No.
You got a girlfriend?
I wish.
Right. A little tough getting one when you're a little dull.
Yeah.
Right. So, what is it? You never did well in school?
Well, I'm taking adult school right now.
Oh, you are taking adult school.
Trying to get that high school education?
No, he's trying to learn how to be an adult.
Well, actually, I'll be finished in December.
And what will you have? What kind of degree?
Same degree Fred has.
High school diploma.
Oh, you will have your high school. And then what, you got a job?
No, right now.
I say, what do your parents take care of you?
No.
He doesn't understand.
It's true. You don't understand your parents. How could they take care of you?
No, but I get along with them, so.
Mm-hmm. Don't have many friends?
Yeah, I have a few friends.
Howard and Robin, your best friends? Are you from listening on the radio? And...
You're my best friend.
Yeah, do you ever imagine that we are your friends?
And we hang out.
We hang out in the morning?
Yeah, I always wanted to talk to you people.
Yes. Well, I'm an exciting guy.
So who's taking care of you if you don't work and your parents aren't taking care of you?
Well, I live with my grandparents, but I collect unemployment.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
I haven't done this in ages.
Mm-hmm.
And I do a little survey every once in a while of my audience. I like to try to get in touch with who people are and what they like to listen to. Would you be willing to meet for lunch?
Sure.
You would?
Sure.
I'm going to do it with this gentleman.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, you're a lucky guy, because this doesn't happen often.
I hope that you're not pulling my leg.
Nope,
No,
not doing it at all.
This is something Howard does every once in a while.
I might have done... The last time I did this was about 4 years ago. But
really?
you represent to me the typical guy in the audience who would know what the likes and dislikes of the audience are. And
He just gets a feel.
Yeah. Would you be willing to be part of that experiment and hang with me for, let's say, 4 hours?
Sure.
Over a slow, casual lunch?
Sure.
Now, you're in Los Angeles, though.
Yeah, I know.
I won't be out to Los Angeles until next weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be available not this weekend, but the following weekend?
Yes. I'll be available.
All right.
Where do you two want to meet?
I'll make you the following offer, since you're such a fan of the show. I'll give you a number where you can reach me.
Okay.
You call that number, and I'm going to give it to you off the air, obviously, because I don't want the whole audience having it.
Right,
okay.
I don't want a crowd.
It's a private number.
Right.
I'm going to give it to you real quick.
Okay.
Let me pick up the phone, and only you will have it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I got to work this out so the audience doesn't hear it. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
As soon as I'm only going to say it once because obviously I have to turn down my microphone.
Okay, I understand.
Here we go. 516. Can you hear me?
Yes.
922-9463.
Okay.
All right. That's it. Robin, we're back on the air.
Okay. So you guys have it all set? You got what you need, sir?
Just call that number and I will meet with you for a 3-hour conversation.
Okay.
3 or 4 hours. I'll need of your time.
Okay.
All right?
And you never know. The guys that Howard has met, some of them have become good friends.
Well, that's how I met Ralph, who I hang with now, who's become a regular friend of mine. And
that's
also,
how we met Baba Booey, actually.
That's how Gary became my producer. And
oh, wow.
I just sense that you have a feel for the show and a feel for the people who are on the show, and maybe there's something there. I don't know what. And you will have your high school degree?
Yes.
Interesting. Well, then you'll be very qualified. All right, good.
Okay.
Thank you, my friend.
Goodbye.
See you then.
And call the number. Call the number in about 4 hours.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yes, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I'll be dining with him at Morton's.
Oh.
Any guy who stares at the radio hoping to look in, I have to meet.
That gives you a sense that
That's
you'd
right.
be qualified for something in this organization.
Now, as soon as I get a hold of that guy, I'm going to put him in a white jacket, take him off, do his parents a favor.
Too bad he didn't live on this coast.
Yeah. Oh, we would have had him running around all day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They want a wild group.
First, we send them over to Rascals. We still have one guy waiting there 3 years at
There's
Rascals.
a guy who's traveling around looking for you still.
He bought it hook, line, and sinker. There was this guy called up all pissed off.
Times? We had him do that several times.
Yeah, and then I didn't show up. I told him I'd meet him at Rascals Comedy Club that night of Jackie's appearance.
Yeah.
He stood out there for about 4 hours waiting for me to be picked up.
And we were like, hey, you were there.
Yeah. Then the guy, then he called and he said, you were goofing on me. I said, I did not. I was there. But I told you to meet me inside. He goes, no, I waited outside. Oh, all right. I tell you where we'll meet now. And I remember I sent him to the gay porno theater. I said, there's a movie theater here in Manhattan. And then he was at the gay porno theater standing out front.
Oh.
Right,
hey, wait, remember the one address you sent to that didn't exist? So he's like running around looking for this number that wasn't there.
Who was the guy? Didn't you say to people you're going to sign autographs in the middle of the Hudson River one time?
Yeah, that was good. There was about like 25 people over there. They fell for it.
Swimming.
Yeah. Pranksters. All right, listen.
But that guy kept calling back saying, man, I missed you again. I don't know how this happened.
Yeah, and we had confirmation that he was out there. All right, hey, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got to listen to people from Washington, D.C.
Yes, we got to
find
find out why people are voting for Marion Barry.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Oh, I think it's tragic.
Black people are voting for Marion Barry in Washington, D.C.
That's
This is a guy
tragedy.
who was busted for crack.
Yes. It's not funny.
And we just had to go find out why. We'll have that tape for you in a minute. All right, we're ready to listen to some tape now, Robin. We sent, I guess, who went out and did the reporting here? We should give him a plug. It's one of the guys in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Who did it, Gary?
Some of them were done by one of the guys down in Washington. I don't even know his name. I just called the D.C. station and said someone out.
And who else?
And some were done by our intern, Basil.
Yeah, Basil. Basil's the guy who stares at you a lot.
Oh, I don't know him.
He's one of the new interns.
That narrows it down to all of them.
No. Basil really is intense. He looks like he's,
Is Basil the one with the hair on his face?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy who just, stares.
One morning I came into work and he was sitting on a fire hydrant staring at me. So I ran into the building.
And it was one of our interns.
And then one of the security guards said, that guy says he works for you.
I know what it is. We have. Oh, there's Basil. Yeah, Basil, you're a scary looking guy. I got to tell you.
He sat next to me at the beer fest, and nobody even looked at me cross-eyed the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
He looks like a murderer.
And he does. He looks like serial.
Yes.
A portrait of a serial killer.
Oh, absolutely.
Basil, portrait of a serial killer.
Does anyone ever tell you that?
No, they tell me I'm just a nice guy from the South.
Really?
See how he's staring at me now?
It's an intense
And when I
stare.
walk into the office, because he doesn't really know me that well, I wasn't even aware of Basil's name and stuff, and he's just like, The guy goes cold, beady. I don't know, man. You're really... Then there's another
and
intern.
the other thing they did was they sent him to my house once to pick up something. I was like,
oh man! I would.
Robin wouldn't even let me into the apartment. She meets me.
But you don't understand. You are a really scary looking guy. I know what she's talking about, and I've never discussed this with Robin. This is the first time we're talking about it.
Yeah, we've never mentioned you.
If you came to my house, I'd fire Gary.
Now, who's the other intern? What is he?
All right, so then we have this other intern who looks like Captain Jenks. He's a little short guy.
I know who you're talking about, too, yeah.
And this guy's really something else. He once wrote an article about the show for his college newspaper, so he gave me the article. And when he gave it to me, it was like with a whole, I wrote this article about you, and hey, Howard, and he started pressing me on the article. Hey, this guy. This is the scariest one. I'd rather hang with Basil than Chris.
This guy, yes. He gave me a whole speech when he first came in that his interest was news, and if I had any tips...
Wait a second. So I tell this guy, Chris... I say to him, I don't say anything to him. I get to Gary. I say, Gary.
Get him away.
You lecture this kid and you tell him not to bother me at all about newspapers, articles, because he wrote one article for his college newspaper. So wait a second. So I'm taking a leak in the bathroom yesterday. And I end up in there with Chris. And I go, hey, I want to be friendly to everyone.
Right,
I don't want to think I'm better than an intern. I don't think I'm better than any person on the planet. Well, I actually do, but I don't want to act like it.
Excuse me?
You know what I mean? Because, if I was a guy in college and I was, offering my services free and they help us out and stuff, I'd like the guy who heads up the show to be somewhat nice to me.
Civil, at least.
Yeah, I think I'm nice to you guys, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So... I see him in the bathroom. I go, hey, how you doing, man? Hey, what's happening? Now, as soon as you're that friendly to the guy, he forgets all the rules.
And what do you do?
He goes, I want to know, did you read that article that I wrote? And I go, yeah, I read it, and I want to tell you something, which I did read it.
Yeah.
And I said, in fact, I had said to someone the other day, I said, hey, what's he doing with his, he's a good writer. He goes, did you think I was a good writer? I go, yeah, you're a good writer. He goes, okay, look, I'm writing some things in sports, but I want to write an article on what it's like behind the scenes at the Howard Stern Show, which is my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes, but he has no clue. He's clueless.
But can I just chime in there for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, as soon as I got in there with you, I knew the second. I said, this is the wrong thing. I said,
let me take a leak.
But you couldn't stop.
No, you know what it was, Robin? It was, I didn't want to seem, I have respect for you.
Thank you.
I have a lot of respect for you, but I don't want to treat you, I have a lot of respect for you, but I don't want to seem that I can't talk to the guy. I don't want to make you feel like that you're somebody I can't
talk to. You should think like you can't talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah, just say hello.
Yeah.
I do have to say...
But he's like, he has no clue. Because you're a young guy. You don't have any clue, but you're kind of aggressive. So I say to him, Chris, I didn't even know his name, so I said, listen, I said, hey, you. I said, I got to tell you something. I'm really That's not what I was saying. I'm not interested in you writing an article about the show.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you need an article in the paper about you? I go, no, because wouldn't it be an interesting angle to see someone who worked behind the scenes? I go, no. I don't want that. In fact, have him sign a disclosure form. We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing him right out of here. So I said, listen, I'm not interested. No, you don't understand. I want to write an article about what it's like behind the scenes. And
he really keeps
He kept pressing and pressing. Dude, I'm telling you, that's what you sound like.
You don't see yourself.
You don't see yourself. You sound desperate now. Yeah, go ahead. Tell Robin what article you want to write.
That's the wrong article. I don't want to write that article.
What article do you want to write?
Well, that's something I'll discuss. I don't want to discuss with you right now.
But discuss it now.
He's got such an interesting take. He doesn't want it stolen.
The last thing I said to you as I left, I said, this is going terrible. I said, you know what, I just shot myself in the foot. I said, I said, I literally cornered this guy. He's in the stall, and look what I'm doing to the guy.
You're killing me.
But you know what? I said, what I said to you, let me write something down on a piece of paper.
Yeah, so then he goes, listen to this. He goes, okay, I want to write a proposal, and will you read it? And he starts challenging you, because I don't think you really will read it. I go, no, I said I'd read it. I'll read your proposal. Meanwhile, I've told him twice, I don't want an article written about me by him.
Right.
I want an intern.
But what? All right.
But
we didn't
this
hire
is what
a
he
journalist.
said. No, that's what he said. This is how you work.
No,
go ahead. Ask any question you want. Ask the question.
Ask the question now?
Yeah, but why what?
Well, I said I want to write down something, a little proposal to you.
Why? What is the proposal? I don't want an article written about the show.
It's not going to be about the show.
What is it about?
You're going to write an article about anything?
It's not about behind the scenes? What it's like to work?
Not about the radio show, no.
Write it down.
About Howard.
About Howard.
Behind the scenes.
Write it down. Just write it down. You got your chance.
Yeah, passing notes back and forth. We got deep throat here.
He's muckraking.
Yeah. Let me see you know. About what?
I can't read.
So why can't you say this on the air?
No. Okay.
Go ahead, say it.
No, about the movie. About what it takes to about the whole idea.
Huh?
Of what?
About how the movie came to be. You know, from its first stages to where it's going to end up being a release.
Now, why do I want you to write that article?
Why do you want me to write the article?
Yeah. Why would I want you to write that?
Because I'm sure the article is going to be written. There will be an article written. There will be several.
Can I jump in here?
Yeah, well, why wouldn't I have a journalist? I mean, no offense, you haven't really proven yourself yet.
Well,
why would you ask? Why wouldn't you just go right?
Wait a second. Can I jump in?
Go ahead, yeah.
Chris, you're a great guy, but you know what? I understand what Howard's saying. Entertainment Weekly and people are probably fighting over this article.
Right. There's a lot of journalists who have contacted me. Entertainment Tonight. All these people are vying for the backstage films and all this stuff.
But the most important thing is exactly what you said before. You wanted an intern.
Yeah,
I think I got his reasoning. Yeah. Why wouldn't you cut an insider a break?
Oh, I see.
Is that sort of it, do you think?
Well, who else has cut you a break?
What do you mean, cut me a break?
I mean, where else have you written about the college newspaper?
Well, I mean, the college newspaper is just one.
I see.
Oh, he could offer this to everyone.
Here's the story I want you to write. I would like you to write the life story of Basil. All right? The other intern.
Like Tim Allen.
Right.
Pretty much.
So anyway, I got to tell you something.
Well, I got to tell you the other thing, because for a while,
so he corners
this guy was beating Grillo in here every morning so he could bring me the newspaper.
Yeah, all right. Well, okay.
Diving for them.
I don't mind that.
Not you, that guy.
Wait a minute.
I don't mind that.
Oh, I do.
Well, I don't care what they do to you. I got to tell you something. So I'm standing in the bathroom. Now I'm trapped in intern hell. And I go, wait a second. I said, so I was blunt as I could. I said, I don't want an article written about movies, the show. I said, I don't. I was locked in a stall. I was standing. First of all, I was peeing at the stall, so he couldn't see my penis.
Howard, just you know, when I said I wrote down a proposal for you, I wrote it down in a letter. I have the letter.
Yeah, I don't want to read anything. I don't want a proposal.
You know, from now on,
no, give it to Gary.
Everything goes through Gary.
No, but seriously, Gary, why don't they go through you? Why don't they feel that? You just made a face. Why is that not good for you? Gary, I trust Gary more with that stuff. But, you know, despite what I say about Gary on the air, he's really astute. And when he sees something good, he brings it to my attention.
Howard, the thing is, when I was asking him about what he thought about people on the show, he said, well,
here we go.
You know, Gary's just one of those stupid guys who gets beat on all the time.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes, you did. How come you're the one sweating right now?
Have an apple.
That's vitamin E lotion. And plus,
vitamin E lotion.
And then he always goes around in the back.
Yeah.
And goes, you know, You know, I'm working here 20 hours a week, and I haven't got any airtime, man. I should get airtime.
Yeah. I know. I can tell he's married now. Yeah, right. You're very aggressive.
But can I just say something?
But, Chris, listen, when I'm in the bathroom, I just want to go to the bathroom. You got to understand, I put in a long day. I don't want to hear about some cockamamie article.
Who initiated the conversation?
Chris,
he said hello.
I said hello to you.
No, he did not say that. He didn't say hello.
He didn't?
What did I say?
Another conversation. You said, well, don't. You didn't hear. You don't pretend. He goes, whatever's going on in here. He goes, you didn't hear what I'm saying. He goes, I'm just kidding around with this guy because you were talking to somebody else.
I was trying to be nice to you.
And
I was talking to Ed Moyer about something, and he's standing there, obviously done washing his hands, and he's sitting there and watching. And I said, you know what? Just ignore what I just said to him. This as a nice, friendly person.
Just an aside.
Like
I wasn't taking that.
Then you started in with articles and writing stuff. Please, you don't hear yourself.
In the bathroom. Why are you discussing business in the bathroom?
Let me pee. I just want to go to the bathroom. You know what? I got to ask this station if I ever continue working here.
Your own bathroom.
Give me my own bathroom. I can't go be trapped in that bathroom. People get a hold of me and won't let go.
Well, I told you just now you went to the bathroom when I was in the women's room.
You heard me.
I heard you conversing the entire time you were in there.
Every time I go in the bathroom, here's what happens. Every time I go in the bathroom, I want people to understand this. I walk in the bathroom. Now, it's in the middle of the show. I got to get back. I got to get on the air. Tom always walks in after me. I don't know. This guy must pee like a racehorse. And I just use the bathroom once or twice. Lately, a little more because I'm drinking hot water. And he's always in there. And then there's a discussion because if you don't understand.
You walked in, you were just talking and talking.
Oh, because it's just we were talking about what a genius John Avildsen is. I was telling him one because they start asking you questions. You don't want to be rude.
And the first thing that occurred to me was, wouldn't he like to just take a quiet?
Yeah, I want to go somewhere where I can be by myself. Yeah, I want to eliminate by myself. You know what the move is? I got the new move. From now on, when I have to pee, I don't care if it's Tom. I don't care if Jesus H. Christ has to go to the bathroom. I want you to. I know you don't think this is
no.
Your detail now is to walk with me to the bathroom.
Just come and
stand in front of the door when I go to the bathroom. And no one is allowed in.
You know who did that once at a club I went to? I kid you not. Eddie Murphy's brother.
Good.
We went to go to the bathroom, and they would not let us in. They said Eddie Murphy's brother's in there.
Eddie Murphy's brother? I thought Eddie Murphy's brother was out front guarding for Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, two guys stood in front of the door.
Oh, for God's sake.
You can't go in. Eddie Murphy's brother's going to the bathroom.
Really? Well, if Eddie Murphy's brother can do that, I need that here to be protected.
Well, Howard, there is a private bathroom in the building.
Yeah, I don't want to go back there because then I got to go talk to all the secretaries and say hello to them. It's a whole process, and people think you're snubbing them. Then they got questions for you. They want to know about the show. They want, and then I run into the big boss. He got questions. I don't want to be bothered.
You know what the biggest problem with the bathroom is? Really, one of the biggest problems. If you go to the bathroom, if you go to the bathroom after 9 o'clock in the morning,
everybody's here.
Anybody who wins tickets.
People, just regular people.
People come up to pick up tickets. Fans. And I go to the bathroom. I go in, and I think, well, maybe it's a client of the station. I get into it, and they start, Howard, I'm a big fan. Before I know it, I'm doing a personal appearance in the men's room, and they're staring at my penis.
Those are the same people we have a door code to keep out. But now they're in the bathroom.
Why do we allow that? Why are they allowed to come in and go to the bathroom?
That little reception area out there is right in front of the elevator where everybody has to leave.
Oh, that's the worst. That is the worst. We try to get. I don't want to talk about it. What do you want to say to Chris, the intern? Go ahead.
Because Robin brought something up before, and I don't understand something.
Yes.
She said that I was beating Grillo in with the papers, and that bothered her. I don't understand. Was that bothering you when I was doing that?
Yes.
How was I doing that? How was that bothering you?
Just your little speech at the very beginning.
I just... Wait a minute.
You give a speech.
I didn't give a speech.
Just hand the guy hand the guy papers and leave.
Wait a minute.
All right, listen to me. Chris, I got to tell you something. You don't see yourself. I see you
You
perfectly.
are an incredibly aggressive human being.
And that's wrong.
Yes.
That's wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
No one wants to be bothered with your article.
The first day I started here, I came to you, I introduced myself, right?
And that's where you're supposed to leave. I'm Chris, I'm an intern here. I'll see you later.
Okay.
That's what you did that. No, you didn't.
What did I say?
There was a whole speech afterwards about your interest in news.
Hey, which was the intern that came in that wanted to hang with me during the morning?
Oh, my God.
Who's that?
Is he here?
No.
Which one? That's Scott's intern. He sat down. I had to have a long
He sat down in my office.
Howard got in at 5:30 in the morning.
And I'd read the paper, to prepare for the show. He walked in.
And he would just throw himself down?
Yeah, and he just said, hey, I want to just come in and rap to you and see what's going on and tell you a little about myself.
When I asked him,
and get you know me so you can get me on the air.
When I asked him about it, he completely denied it, but there were just way too many witnesses.
Yeah. Way too many denied it.
He said, no, I just walked by and said hello. And I said, well, a couple people told me you
Chris,
sat down.
You're a good guy. I like an aggressive guy. I like a guy. But listen to me. Okay. I don't want to talk about articles anymore.
Fine. I'll drop the subject. I mean, I'll never bring it up again.
All right, good. And bring it up to Gary. Gary's fine. Gary, that's what Gary's here for.
Yeah, I'm stupid enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
I didn't. John asked me, he goes, what do you think of everybody when you first started listening to the show? I said, listening to the show, it's different.
Right.
I say.
So you got your airtime. Now you've been on the
Now
air.
you happy?
Now you're happy? This is what you wanted. Now you're on the air.
This is the first of many now?
No. Ralph, what do you want quickly? Ralph, you're not any different than him. You're just as aggressive. Yeah.
It appears, though, that Chris is compiling information because I noticed him. He stops in the hall a lot and he'll eavesdrop into conversations. And, you know, when he's not involved with it, all of a sudden he'll just stop and you'll...
Ralph was talking to himself for a minute, and I accidentally overheard him.
That's real funny, Chris.
What's that?
We got to laugh.
Ralph, you know better than Chris. Don't think you are.
When you said the intern who just wanted to hang out with you, I thought you were talking about Ralph.
Yeah. That's the one.
Rob, I won't
Chris, listen to me.
Anymore.
When I'm in the bathroom urinating, let me just go to the bathroom, because I got to tell you something. The bathroom is my worst nightmare. I'm uptight because I have a small penis. I just like people to leave me alone.
To be honest with you, my mother said, I saw Howard in the restroom.
Yeah, and it was a way too long a conversation. You just wouldn't leave.
She said, oh, he doesn't have his own room?
Yeah.
I said, well,
no, I don't. I really don't want to be cut off from society, but I need to be.
I apologize for that.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was endless. And I said, I really don't want, that's not what I'm interested in. I said, I don't want an article written on the show. Oh, no, you don't understand. It's a great idea. I've got a great idea. I have a proposal. It's all written down. I go, no, I don't want any proposal, any written article. I don't want anything. I don't want anything.
But you shouldn't have even had that conversation. You should have said, yeah, walked out and gotten Gary.
I was peak. I couldn't stop. You don't understand. And you know me, I have a problem going. I couldn't even go because he was in there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying and waiting. As soon as he left, I started going.
Oh, see, you weren't even going.
He wouldn't leave. I was in pain. I had to go, and there's a car waiting that we had to get over to a meeting.
It was 5 minutes tops.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Do you realize how long that is? Tops.
I think Gary's
like 10 minutes.
I think Gary's got,
Oh, man.
When they hire the interns, he's got to give them like a little lecture on that.
Yeah, you really got to do that.
We really do.
But maybe it better be a daily lecture.
In fact, there's even
I don't know what you did, Gary, because this guy came and broke every rule.
There's even an intern manual.
There is?
We don't hand it out.
Right.
It's because we don't want people passing it around, so it's in the computer.
Right.
And you go and you page down and you read the intern manual, and then Kathy, makes it very clear at the beginning.
And the intern manual is basically, don't bother Howard.
No, but you're here to work, not to, you're not here to, like, get on the air and do that sort of thing. It's to just sort of let everybody do their job and just do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Well, this Chris character, I mean, I was in there looking at my pictures with, John and somebody else, Fred. He walks over and says, would you like my opinion?
Yeah, he's really aggressive.
I like that background.
No, I don't want your opinion. I didn't ask for your opinion. We don't know you well enough. You got to put in 4 or 5 years, then we'll get your opinion.
How long was it before you ever talked to John?
John? Oh, you're going to...
All right, listen, I got to take a break. I got tapes and stuff.
I know you got these great tapes, but one day you really ought to sit down and talk to Basil because he's got some interesting stories himself.
Oh, really?
In fact, he just said something.
I don't want to talk to Basil.
He just said something that flew right by you. He said his life was a lot like Tim Allen's.
Oh, was it? Were you in jail?
Been to jail?
Yeah, you look like a guy who was in jail.
How would we guess?
You scare the hell out of me. What were you in jail for? He doesn't want to talk about it, maybe.
I made some mistakes in boarding school.
Like what?
How many young boys? What'd you do?
Same thing Tim Allen was in.
Coke?
Yeah.
You were selling Coke?
So what happened? You had to go to prison?
No, I just went to jail.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, jail and prison are two different things.
There's none of that funny activity going on in jail.
Right.
That you hear about.
I'm sure Tim Allen had more stories.
Yeah,
there's no way Tim Allen went to. Yeah, I think there's no way Tim Allen went to prison and didn't have any experience.
We need Basil to interview him. He'd know exactly what to ask.
Because you really actually scare me the way you stare and everything. But that's cool. I mean, you don't mean anything by it.
You look like a criminal.
You look like a criminal. I knew you were a criminal. I knew it. I said to Robin, you were a criminal. I said to everyone here, you were a criminal, and I'm right.
All my friends are saying, how long is it going to be before the stuff that happened in the past is going to come out?
And Chris has no idea that he's annoying. You don't know yourself yet.
I do now.
I bet you think you're a likable guy, don't you?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I had a job where I used to work, and my nickname was Baba Booey. I had the same exact...
right, because you're probably one of those guys who's always also critiquing how people do things wrong.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know the right way to do things.
You're an irritating guy.
You were very
People
irritating.
tell me on the phone here when I answer the phone.
So, Basil, try not to stare at everyone. And Chris, try not to be irritating. Just be a regular guy. Lay back. Enjoy yourself here.
Basil can't not stare. It's just his eyes sort of lock into a position.
Yeah, all the interns are scary. All right.
I would have never imagined that for when interns come to work here that I have to have a thing on the form that says, "Are you a convicted felon?"
Have you ever been arrested?
All right, everybody leave now. It's enough of the interns. It's a whole new crop.
Thanks, boss.
All right, good. Good.
Oh, boy.
That was good. Basil?
Hey, don't group me with the other interns, man, after this.
All right, very good. All right.
He goes to jail, and this is what I get?
Yeah. You got it worse, and you didn't even go to jail. All right, very good, guys. Go back and work for free.
All right.
All right. You learn about radio.
Basil in boarding school.
Basil and Chris, new interns. Yeah, there you go. You got some airtime, okay? You guys
You
deserve
happy
it.
now?
Yeah. Now go back into obscurity. Scary crop this year.
I said to Gorilla after I saw them, I said, you know what? They're all scarier than you.
And you know what's funny? Gorilla scared me for about 2.5 years.
He was a very scary intern at first.
Now I'm used to him.
Yeah, but they're all scarier than he was at the start.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't scary.
Oh.
Just stupid. Okay, let's take a break. I'll come back. We got to play the Washington tapes because you got to hear this stuff.
All right.
All right, right after these words.
Here's Howard.
How is it every day I try to get to these Washington tapes and it always ends up...
No, we're doing it today.
No, we're doing it. We're doing it.
We started at 8:15, you know.
All right, I know. Tell me the theme of these tapes.
Well, you know, there's a thread that runs through all the answers, you know.
Right, we went to Washington and we asked black people why they're voting for Mayor Marion Barry.
Now, where did you go? You don't know.
Washington, D.C.
I meant
Anywhere.
where in Washington?
Anywhere. That's all you got there is black.
It was apparently a lot of these people were hanging outside some convention center.
Okay.
So we sent Cameron Gray and also Basil who went, and he did some questioning and Cameron did some. And you were telling me about the tapes. I haven't even heard them yet.
Well, you know, the questions
What
are...
do black people say?
Well, you know, we asked them who they're voting for and, you know, what has Marion Barry done for the city? And, you know, would you vote for a guy who cheats on his wife and, you know, and smokes crack, or would you vote for a senator on heroin?
Right.
And all the answers are like the same. Everybody says, I can't judge a man. Only God can judge a man.
Right.
You know, so, and
there seem to be certain answers that every black person gives.
Where do you go to get these answers?
I don't know,
There must
but-
be a place.
It's just similar thinking in the black community.
And then when you...
No.
And then
It is, but these were random people.
But that's what I'm saying. There must be some group place where everybody's told what
Yeah.
you're supposed to think.
The Ricky Lake Show.
And then one of the answers that was pretty common was when you asked if, you know, if Marion Barry was bad for the children, a bad example. And, of course, no, he's a great example because look at what he's done now. You don't judge a man on what he was. Judge a man on what he is now.
Oh, boy.
And what was some of the other, like the...
O.J., you know, again, you can't, you know, I can't judge O.J. Only God can judge O.J.
Yeah, that's the answer.
All right, God is judge now.
Yeah, God is the judge. You can't judge any man in a criminal court.
There's God Ito, I guess.
So you can kill as many people as you want. Judge will, this God somewhere will judge him when you die. That's the thought now. Okay. Here we go.
Let it roll.
Our audience asks, how can people vote for Marion Barry?
How you doing today?
Fine.
Can I ask you a few questions for WJFK for broadcast? Is that cool? Let me ask you a few questions. I won't take too much of your time. First of all, you're going to be voting for Marion Barry as the next mayor of Washington?
Won't be the next one.
You what?
Won't be the next one.
You don't think he'll be the next mayor? No? You call yourself a Republican or a Democrat?
A president. A president. A president.
Well, pick one of the two, Republican or Democrat.
I'll say president. I don't know. I'll go with president.
Okay, very good. Do me a favor, list a few of the key points from Marion Barry's campaign platform. Just list a few.
I don't know. Mayor Barry.
Okay. Wow. Do you think Mayor Barry sets a poor example for the children of Washington?
I don't know.
Okay, thanks. If a former crack addict is elected mayor... What's that? Okay, man, thanks. All right.
What happened? You didn't want to do it
He
anymore?
was tired out. You could tell.
There's a lot of questioning going on there.
I wish we could see what that guy looks like.
Didn't we bring a camera with us?
No.
It sounded like his brain was burning up with those questions.
I think we could.
I thought I discussed with him to bring a camera.
No, we just sent him out to Washington to see if we could get it.
Good job. Okay, here we go.
You going to be voting for Marion Barry as the next mayor of Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
You going to do it?
I did.
Oh, you voted for him in the primary? You going to vote for him for mayor?
I want to vote for him for mayor.
All right. You think you're a Republican or a Democrat?
Democrat.
All right. You voted for him in the primary. Why don't you list a few key points from his campaign platform for me?
Well, for me, for one thing, by me being a youth during that time when he first went into office, and with the Pride Incorporated and their summer youth programs, and I see he's still enforcing youth employment, you know, and trying to get the youth off the streets from the drug usage type thing, and you know, and the motivation and the mayor that we have in now, the schools have closed, and I think he's trying to get all this stuff, that ball back on the roll again. And
He goes, he had a youth program, and then he goes...
Being a youth when he went...
when I was a youth, how could a guy use the word youth? So why don't you say young person?
If you can't say
if
youth.
you can't say youth. And then what's even goofier about it is he's voting for him primarily because of this youth program.
And he's a grown man now.
And he gets kids off drugs, and Mayor Barry was a drug addict.
It was a very sophisticated program because he took all the drugs. There was no drugs for the youth.
For the youth.
He's my man.
All right. Do you think Mayor Barry, now some people have said this, I want to know what you think. Do you think he sets a poor example for the children of Washington?
No, I think what has happened to him, he did upon himself. We all make mistakes. None of us are perfect, and what he did not harm the administration, harm him, his personal lifestyle. And I think by him, what happened to him is an experience, and I think the kids is an example. And I think they'll learn from that, having somebody in a leadership role such as the mayor, and say, hey, I don't want this to happen to me. And I think it's good to be able to come back and...
Oh, I see. It's good to have him there so you say, I don't want to be like the mayor.
Oh, there's an idea.
How about we say that, gee, kids get the message that you can do drugs and do all kinds of things and sort of carry on with women while you're the mayor.
What they're saying is everybody messes up. So kids go mess up.
All right. Well, at least we know the reason the guy's voting.
You know, to show, hey, I can still stand tall, hold my head up.
All right, I'll take it. If a former crack addict is elected mayor, do you think you would vote for a senator who was hooked on heroin?
Well, I can say from past drug usage myself that, and from being incarcerated in the past, that someone had to give me a chance to bounce back. And, yes.
All right, a couple more here. Do you think O.J. Simpson is guilty?
For me, I'm not one to pass judgment, and I'm hoping that he's not.
One more.
So predictable.
Would you vote
he knows he is. Listen to him. I hope he's not.
I will be laughing. Why? No one wants to say that, especially black people, they just hang on to that.
1 out of 10 people on this survey said that O.J.'s guilty. O.J.'s guilty.
Man who smokes crack and cheats on his wife?
As long as it doesn't affect me politically or financially.
No, wait, I gotta hear that.
I know this is ridiculous.
No, that's another common thread through this all these interviews.
Boy.
And I'm hoping that he's not.
One more. Would you vote for a man who smokes crack and cheats on his wife?
As long as it doesn't affect me politically or financially.
Very good. Thank you very
He's
much.
laughing at himself.
I know. I just heard what I said. It sounds real stupid.
I got to tell you, I laugh at myself all day.
Think for Marion Barry as the next mayor of Washington?
I voted for him through the primary, and I don't see why not. I should vote for him all the way.
Are you a Republican or a Democrat?
Well, I vote mainly Democrat, but I call myself independent.
This guy's good.
Can you list some of the key points that Marion Barry gave on his campaign platform, what he's running for, what he believes in?
Well, number one, what he's running for was the fact that before he left, and you know his campaign.
I love that answer. I love that. I always try to figure out what he's saying.
And you know his campaign.
Let me hear that again. I gotta understand.
I think he's trying to say what he's running for is what he stood for before he left.
Don't try to figure it out.
I'm a Democrat, but I call myself independent.
Can you list some of the key points that Marion Barry gave on his campaign platform, what he's running for, what he believes in?
Well, number one, what he's running for was the fact that before he left, and you know his campaign.
I think we missed a part of this.
I think he knows. Only he knows.
Key words missing.
Yeah, many words missing.
Yes, whole sentences are missing.
Bad editing.
A lot of good programs going on. When he left, no matter how you feel about them, there wasn't any programs. And they have programs for kids. I have kids. Okay? Whether it costs the city or the government, that's fine. But if the United States government stay out of the other government's business, we will have regulation. We will have programs for their own city and country.
Does Mayor Barry set a poor example for the children?
No.
If a former crack addict is elected mayor, do you think you could vote for a senator hooked on heroin?
Yes, I could. Only if he front himself, because only God can judge a man, not the people.
When Marion Barry was mayor,
what people can't judge a man. Only God. Only some mythical God.
He's fronting himself. He says only if he's fronting
If he's
himself.
up front. He's up front. He tell you up front.
I'm a heroin addict.
As long as you
Vote for
admit
me.
it. Yeah, don't lie about it. If you tell me you're a heroin addict, that's a plus. I'll vote
Then
for you.
I can go on and vote for
Yeah, right. Don't try to say you're not a heroin addict. Don't even try to hide it from me.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. Be honest. Honesty is a theme here.
When Marion Barry was mayor, what did he do good for the city of Washington?
I think we should take a mass murderer and run him for mayor of
And see how
Washington.
many
And
votes?
I want to see how he does. I think that this community would forgive anybody.
Maybe it's the better crime.
Yeah.
You know, the bigger crime.
Yeah.
To come back from. So if you want to defeat Marion Barry, get a mass murderer.
No, we should take like Colin Ferguson, the guy who shot all the white people on the Long Island Railroad, and let him run in a primary against Mayor Barry. And I think black people, their heads would fry because they would not know who to vote for. They go,
Well,
hey,
you got to. Hey, this guy's come back from a bigger downfall.
I don't get it.
I think he's a good example.
O.J. goes free. He's emperor of the United States of America. I'm telling you.
Look at how far it's been, and look how far it's went back since.
What was the question?
Do you think O.J. Simpson's guilty or not?
I have no idea because only I can see to judge.
One more. Would you vote for a man who smokes crack and cheats on his wife?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Oh, F no.
There,
But he would
now.
vote for a guy on heroin.
He would vote for a guy in heroin, but a guy who smokes.
He's not cheating.
Draws a line.
Cheating on your wife is wrong. But didn't Mayor Barry have girls in the hotel room
Yeah,
with him?
see, if
He was hot.
somebody would only tell this guy.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that caught me off guard.
I want the F no, and then it seems like he ran away.
Yeah.
He was done.
Upset. He was done. He had said all he was going to
He
say.
had an appointment problem.
This
Making me look bad.
This next guy I like a lot. He's a very religious man.
Good. Religion I'm always for. It pacifies the people.
And what do you do here?
I'm a counter helper at Wetzel Bagel for about a year.
What's all that noise outside?
Some groove music playing. Some brothers playing groovy music in the area.
All right, got a few questions for you here. You going to be voting for Marion Barry for the next mayor of D.C.?
I certainly, most definitely, I will be.
A Republican or a Democrat?
I'll put it this way. I'm a black man looking for a better black man to run the city. I'll just put it that way to you both.
Do you think Mayor Barry sets a poor example for children of Washington?
I think he sets a great example for children. I know because he's helped me.
How has he helped you?
Has he helped me? He's helped me to look at myself and how to better myself when someone knocked me down. He came in, he picked himself up by the grace of God, and he made himself the top and not the head. That's how he's helped me.
Okay. If a former crack addict is elected mayor, do you think you could vote for a senator who's hooked on heroin?
Yes, I can. If God changed the heart of the man, he could do all things through Christ. Yes, it can be done if God is ahead. Yes.
The way to get like money from black people is to do the whole God trick. You got to be a reverend. That's why there's so many reverends in the black community.
Howard, when I was a little girl, my mother used to keep the radio station. All Sunday was on a religious station.
Yeah.
And it was one black preacher after another. And there was one guy who sold miracle floor wax.
Yeah.
And
he was
you would get this wax. He said, you get this wax and you wax your floor.
And you will,
it
and
cost
God,
money. And then the demons would leave your house.
So the wax would chase the demons out.
That's right. You had to have this wax.
Did your mom get it?
No, my mother didn't buy it.
She wasn't that out of it.
But I used to hear these guys all day long.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what you got to do, the whole God angle. Screw politics.
Well, when you were a kid, didn't you used to watch that?
I would love to come back as a black reverend. Oh, man, I could milk that community dry. I could milk them out of every penny. Oh, my lordy Lou. I would be a reverend.
I couldn't believe people would actually go for miracle floor wax.
I want to present to you today this here Coke mirror that will chase the devil out of your nose, and you will be off the Coke. Now,
that's right.
Look here. My name is Reverend Howard Van Buren, and I would like to philosophize for you today and perhaps sell you a few things. I have many different products. You think floor... Now, I know a lot of you bought my floor wax that chases away Satan, but I got a lot more stuff that's going to help you. And there are many different items that I have on sale today. Now, look at here. If you're going to get something that chases Satan out of the house, you better be prepared to meet Satan outside. That's why I got these here tires on this car that will help you get away from Satan faster. Sell them for $350. Satan will never enter your car. It will be phenomenal. And I mean it, and I mean it, and I mean it. Now, a lot of you out there have never seen the devil. Don't know what he looks like. That's why I want to say you, keep away the devil's hair straightener. Straighten your kinky hair, and you will keep Satan away at the same time. The devil will leave with the kinks. Now, you get Reverend Howie straightener, and you will be a better man for it. No one will ever mess with you. Oh, I'd be a great reverend. Oh, for crying out loud.
They did you a disservice by not making you a black man.
Now, I got a man sitting next to me with giant teeth. He's got his problems. Sure he do. But that's all right. He's going to chase away Satan because he been drinking Reverend Howie's grape soda. You drink it fast, you belch out the devil. You vomit him right out of your system. And you will never be addicted to the white man's drug. Ever.
There you go. There you go. They're going
There you go. Oh, here he goes. Get out, Satan.
Thank you, Reverend Howie.
All right, let's get back to the action.
Yeah.
It can be done.
You think O.J. Simpson's guilty or not?
I put it this way. God is the judge of this situation. I put it this way. I don't know, but in the end, the truth will come out.
Any guesses, though?
I will put it this way. I'm going to let God be the judge in that situation.
One more. Would you vote?
Why does everyone want God to be the judge? Maybe Judge Ito. It's God.
I think it's Godito they're talking about.
God Ito. Why don't we just pray to rocks? Why do we have to have God? Let's pray something that we have right here on.
Something you see.
Something you can see.
A man who smokes crack and cheats on his wife.
I'll put it like this. I'll vote for a man if God tell me to. I don't get in people's personal life because I have a heart of myself. But I'll vote for a man if God has a heart and God has Marion Barry heart. I will be voting for him.
So God told you to vote for Marion Barry?
Yes, he has given me the okay because he's given his life to God totally.
What else has he told you lately?
What he's told me lately? To keep my hands clean and keep my heart in his hands, and I'll be all right.
Very good. Thank you.
Have a blessed evening, you all listening to me.
Well, at least he blessed us.
Wait till they find out God is white. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a shockaroonie. Oh. Hello, how are you?
Your Holiness, I not realize that you was not a black man.
No, of course not. I am a white guy. I told you that. You saw those pictures of Jesus, my son. He's milky white.
You going to be voting for Marion Barry as the next mayor of Washington, D.C.?
I sure hope so.
Are you a Republican or a Democrat?
Democrat.
Now, since you say you're going to vote for him, can you list a few key points from his campaign platform?
Like what?
The things that he ran for, ran under, the things that he believes in for the city of Washington.
Sure, I believe he's going to make it for the next mayor. You know, I seen where he failed at, and I also seen where he's coming from. You know, I'm an addict, and I see that he was an addict, and I know how it is.
He's got the addict vote.
He sure does have that one down called.
Got it locked up.
You would think that regular people who aren't addicts would say, holy cow, addicts want him as mayor. I'm not voting for him.
Judging by the strength of the vote he got, there must be a lot of addicts.
Oh, yeah. I think you got a totally addicted community there.
In D.C.
Naysayers in town, they think that he sets a poor example for the children. Do you agree?
No, I don't. He said, not do what I do. He said, do as I say as an adult. And he stated that. Don't follow.
Don't do as I do. Do as I say.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Isn't the whole thing the complete opposite? Don't listen to my words. Go by my actions.
Well, that's what people do. They follow your actions. Forget your words.
He's an interesting man. He say to me, forget about what I'm doing. The fact that everything I say, I do. Everything I say don't do, I do. Do what I do. Whatever.
Footsteps.
Wait, footsteps.
Yeah, you missed something there.
Yeah, something about foot stamps.
No, I don't. He said, not do what I do. He said, do as I say as an adult. And he stated that, don't follow my footsteps.
Oh, footsteps.
But as far as using drugs, I would say that was part of his idea.
Okay. If a former crack addict is elected mayor, do you think you could then vote for a senator who's hooked on heroin?
Sure.
Okay. When he was mayor, what did he do good for the city of Washington?
What have he not done? We have no jobs here for the youth or for the elders. I'm homeless because of Sharon Pratt Kelly.
All right, 2 more questions here. Do you think O.J. is guilty or not?
That's hard to say.
What do you think? Give me just a little educated guess.
Uneducated guess.
That's hard to say. That's hard to say.
Little Freudian slip. Let me have an uneducated guess. What?
There's a black guy upset.
Oh, of course.
From Washington, saying that every black guy in Washington doesn't sound like.
Well, we couldn't find him.
Yeah, well, he was on
Where
the
were
street.
you that day?
Sir, listen. We went out on the street.
You are such a jerk.
Oh, I'm a jerk.
You are a complete...
Wait a second. Can I just say one thing to you? Let's talk civilly. Let's talk civilly.
Cut me off.
No, I got to say one thing to you. You're mad at me because forget about what I'm playing on the radio.
You are a pig.
You read an article. You read an article. No, I'm not going to argue with you if you're not going to let me talk. You read an article in the newspaper that says Mayor Marion Barry overwhelmingly won the endorsement of Washington, D.C. No one in the newspaper went out and asked people why. Nobody on the TV went out and asked people why. I said, I got to find out why they voted for him. It's shocking. I play it on the tape. And this, I knew that I'd get this reaction. A guy calls me up and goes, oh, don't play this. People are jerks to vote for Marion Barry. Why are you uptight about it? You want to keep it in the closet?
Are you voting for Marion Barry? We'll interview you right now.
I'm going to vote for him.
Why are you voting for him?
Why are you voting for him? Why are you voting for him?
Robin, let me tell you something.
Oh, why don't you attack the situation and not Robin?
Okay, here's
why are you voting for him?
Here's the deal, okay? You had Tim Allen on for a half an hour. Tim Allen admitted to selling crack or cocaine.
That's correct.
Okay, you kissed his ass for a half an hour.
Right. I'm not voting for him.
He's not running for anything.
I'm not questioning his judgment as a mayor.
You don't have a sense. You have two cents to rub together.
Yeah, but Tim Allen isn't handling our tax dollars.
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell the difference between Mayor Marion Barry and Tim Allen.
You're prepared to give Tim Allen a chance, okay?
What? I'm not going to give Mayor Marion Barry a chance. He got his chance. He betrayed the trust of his people. He went into office.
He was in office when he was doing that.
He was doing everything wrong, nothing right, and you don't want to face it. And why don't you work to get him out of office?
Why are you going to vote for him?
He can't answer it. Why are you going to vote for Mayor Marion Barry? Answer the question.
Robin, I'm going to smack you so hard.
I'm going to smack you. You go. I'll come down here now. I'll kick your ass.
Oh, you're going to OJ me?
I'll beat your ass.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'll beat you into the ground.
Yeah.
You hear what I said? I'll beat your ass.
And when you beat me, what will that teach me?
It would make you feel better because you are a complete
that's all you want to do. You want to feel better.
Excuse me. I'm not going to get into this.
Hitting a woman will make you feel better.
Excuse me. Hello. Excuse me. I want to know why you are voting for Mayor Marion Barry.
Mayor Marion Barry, first of all, he energizes the people who support him. People are excited.
Get them excited.
You guys, go ahead and laugh.
Okay, so we got the people excited.
And I'm going to tell you something, Howard.
Yeah, you got the people. No, I want to hear the answer.
We didn't mean
You're an intelligent advocate of Mayor Barry. You're more intelligent than the people on this tape. You're mad at the people on this tape. They're the ones voting for him.
I'm mad at you, Howard.
Oh, you're mad at me because I recorded the people who vote for him.
Find one single person who could speak English.
Oh, that's my fault. You can't speak English.
Oh, well, that may be.
You can't even articulate to me why you're for Mayor Marion Barry.
Howard, you know what you're doing. You know what you're
What am I doing? I asked you a question. Why are you because he energizes the people? You got to get programs going. You got to get a guy you can trust with your money. You don't need a person who gets energized. You got preachers who energize you.
They energize you every week.
Okay, you got
You're just so silly. Tell me why you vote for Mayor Marion Barry. You can't. You don't even know why. Because you're a sheep. You're a sheep.
Man for the job.
That's the best man. That's the best man you can dig up.
The best man that's running.
You are a sheep, and you are afraid to go against your fellow black brothers there. You are afraid because you are a sheep.
You're showing the white man that he can't tell you what to do.
Oh, shut up, Robin.
That is the absolute truth.
Robin, you're so stupid. It hurts.
Then you need to beat me, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, why don't you come down here? I'll beat your ass.
1,000 times more respect for Howard.
This guy can't name one program.
No, he can't. Tell me what you like.
Your respect.
Excuse me. What do you like about Mayor Marion Barry?
Name a program.
Answer the question. Forget about Robin. Forget about this one. Forget about Robin being the spokesperson for all black people.
What I'm supposed to say according to you.
You're a pig.
Yes, right.
You are a pig.
Well, I'm glad because I wouldn't want you to like me anyway.
Well, you got that part right. You are the problem, Robin. It's not Howard. It's you.
It's Robin.
You allow this kind of nonsense to go on.
I allow you to vote for Marion Barry, too.
No, you allow this kind of foolishness.
You can't answer the question, can you? Why?
You want? He's the best man for the job.
Why?
Because people are going to get behind him. People are going to do what he asks them to do.
What is he going to ask them to do?
What is he going to ask them to do?
Now you're saying something. Let's hear. What is he going to ask them to do? You're a big supporter of his. Why do you like him? Why do you like him?
Marion Barry.
Because
he can get programs passed.
What program? What program is he for?
First of all, if you need...
For the youth?
We need to... Oh, okay.
All right, thank you for the call. Thank you for the call.
Okay.
Goodbye.
You pig.
Every guy on that tape has that answer. There's no answer.
No answer. They have no answer. And the answer is it pisses off white people. That's the answer. And you want their honest answer, that's the answer. It pisses off white people. That's it. That's the only answer you could have to vote for such a
We'll show
nothing.
You.
Such a nothing human being. And the poor people of Washington, D.C. don't want anything better than that.
He's not guilty. Too many evidence pointing towards him, so I say he's not guilty.
Not guilty, okay. One more. Would you vote for a man who smokes crack and cheats on his wife?
Wait a minute. What do that have to do with it?
It's just a generic question, that's all. What do you think?
Well, I mean, what he does at home is his business. What he does in this office is his business. But if he's taking care of his business, why not?
Right, take care of business. Now, let me tell you something. You know, it's funny. I'm reading an article the other day. Rosa Parks, the woman who would not sit in the back of the bus, was beaten up by another black criminal. Black-on-black crime.
Mm-hmm.
And the community was in such a violent uproar about it that they turned this fellow into the police. And I was reading an article by a black journalist in the Daily News, and he says, you know, it's amazing. If the community knows about these criminals, how come only with Rosa Parks do they turn in other criminals?
If you're not a civil rights leader, you just get robbed and beaten, I guess.
Right. And this is my point. You should be anxious to see O.J. convicted, because you know he's guilty. You should be anxious to see Mayor Marion Barry drummed out of the community, stoned. They should take rocks.
Well, I have said for years, these criminals go home every night and sleep somewhere.
Yeah,
People know where they are and who they are.
So don't tell me that you want to be protected from black-on-black crime. You don't. You don't want it. You don't want to. You don't want it. You can't have it both ways. You can't want drug addicts out of your community and drug dealers when you had a guy who was representing you as mayor.
Who was buying crack.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't want that for your kids. You don't care. You have no self-respect. This is a very confused community. And don't be frightened. You should be frightened when I play these tapes. But that guy shouldn't be angry at me. He should be angry at his brothers, and he should be working against Marion Barry. What are you angry at me for?
According to that guy, the only person left for Robin to marry is like Nelson Mandela. Robin's supposed to be the voice of black women in the world.
Yeah, and this idea that Robin's supposed to defend everyone.
Well, look, as I let you play this tape, I also let him vote for Marion Barry.
There you go. You're very good about that, Barry.
I let everybody do what they want to do.
Well, that's really an interesting tape.
And
First of all,
he
you
was
be voting for Mayor Barry, or Marion Barry as the next mayor of Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
Okay. You're
I didn't. I ain't vote.
No? You're going to vote for him.
Am I going to vote for him? Maybe. If I vote, I'm going to vote for him.
Okay. You Republican or Democrat?
Democrat.
Okay. Can you list a few key points from Mayor Barry's campaign platform?
Get yourself together first.
Mm-hmm. Good enough. A few people have said this, and I just want to get your opinion on it. Do you think he sets a poor example for the children of Washington?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
No? Okay.
No, you don't.
Good enough. If a former crack addict is elected mayor, do you think you could then vote for a senator who was hooked on heroin at one time or at the same time?
Not heroin, no.
What drugs do you think would be acceptable? Okay. Just two more. Don't
wait a second. You gotta get that.
Drugs would be acceptable.
He answered.
No.
No? Okay.
No, you don't.
Good enough. If a former crack addict is elected mayor, do you think you could then vote for a senator who was hooked on heroin at one time or at the same time?
Not heroin, no.
No? Okay.
Not heroin.
What drugs do you think would be acceptable?
Crack.
Okay. Just two more. Don't go. What do you think he did good for Washington, D.C.?
Yeah. Well, crack is more uplifting.
Yeah, heroin mellows you out and you nod off.
You don't want a guy nodding out.
You're away.
You know what crack does?
What?
You know what crack does?
What?
It energizes the people.
Yeah.
More, don't go. What do you think he did good for Washington, D.C.?
He showed us that if a person get down and they get themselves together, they can get back up.
Okay.
The only reason he got back up is because idiots are voting for him. But he got down and then he got up. It's amazing that he can get anywhere. He should be laughed out of the community. He showed us you can go down and then get... The only reason he's going up is because he's got a dopey constituency. That's the reason he's going up.
You think...
We all go through changes. You know what I'm saying? We all go through changes. You know what I'm saying? You might hit rock bottom.
And as I have. Do you think O.J. is guilty or not?
No.
You might hit rock
one
bottom.
more. Would you vote for a man who smokes crack and cheats on his wife?
It depends. It depends.
Depends on what?
It depends on what he's progressing. It depends on what he's doing for himself.
Right.
Special dedication. Hi, Shantae.
Hey, when women come by,
Are you voting for Marion Barry as the next mayor of Washington?
Will I vote for him? Yeah, sure. I voted for him for the primary.
Do you think Mayor Barry sets a poor example for the children of Washington, D.C.?
No, I wouldn't consider it to be a poor example. I consider to let them know that you don't do certain things in order for you to make it. And then if you do them, you still can make it.
If a former crack addict is elected mayor, do you think you could vote for a senator hooked on heroin?
I'm like this. It depends on how the senator represented himself before he could, continue on doing what he's doing.
All right, I got to take a break. All right. You want to hear the rest when we get back?
Oh, boy. Maybe this is a two-parter.
Yeah, okay.
We can't take much more.
Yeah, I think maybe we ought to just mellow out. Well, I was curious. That's why I sent someone. I can't believe in the United States of America somebody would vote for Marion Barry, and there are plenty of people voting for him. And you've heard the reasons why. No? That's it. And if that fellow on the phone is mad at me for that, well...
I thought it was interesting that he decided he wanted to beat me, and that was the solution.
Well,
to
you could use a good
my
beating.
problem.
Come on. Guy might not be off on that. All right, Robin, we'll be back right after these words.
I wanna like an animal. Don't fade it down.
It's just going.
Oh, I see. Okay. I wanna
what is
like
that?
an animal. 9 Inch Nails.
Oh.
But they can't say the F word, so they go, I wanna like an animal.
Is it electronically done, or do they do that on a song?
They say it on the album, but they sent it out to radio stations with the F word sort of. It's just I wanna. It's like a guy making a flotsy. I wanna you like an animal. I wanna you from the inside.
That's an interesting position.
And they made this cool, I don't know why bands do this. They made this cool, really dirty video kind of thing, like with monkeys hanging from crosses and junk. And
yeah, something that nobody can show.
Yeah, they always do that. I think they show them in clubs, but how many records can you sell showing it in clubs?
And who is really looking at videos in clubs?
I don't know. Somebody sent me a copy of it. It was pretty cool. Well, those guys are real good. 9 Inch Nails. Some really good new music out. I think it's better music than the music.
Why do you have to compare?
It just is. Because everyone's always saying, music's not the same. It was so great when, Hendrix and
old fogies.
And I go, wait a second. I think it's better now, quite frankly.
I don't know if it's better. You're just enjoying what you're hearing now, and you're not listening to that.
Yeah, because my parents used to say, they said, no, the music from, I said, wait a second. How can you tell me that? You got Beatles, Crosby, Stills, and you got all that. How can you tell me that Peggy Lee still excites you? Just what? Just because you got older? I mean, you're closing your mind up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what people generally do.
Yeah. Guys most of my age all listen to, light rock now.
Or classic.
Well, nothing wrong with that. I like that.
Well, sure, but they just won't listen to anything new. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they're closed off to the idea of it.
I'm not saying anything's bad.
Right. There you go. Tom will hit you over the head with a hammer.
No.
You think that black guy wants to beat you?
He'll beat me.
That's right. I'm singing a...
No, I don't say any music is good. I mean, I
yes,
don't
you do. You said Jackie's music was better.
Well, Jackie, that's a special category. Jackie's the only one in the bad music category.
All right, forget this discussion. Let's do the news. There's more important things going on.
Hurt my feelings. But I like bad music.
Yeah. You're open to it. Hey, by the way, just commenting on, real quick here, Robin, you gave me this fact. Some guy made a point, and he said, as long as you're talking about people who would vote for Marion Barry, please give the white fools voting for Ollie North equal time. And I have, believe me. Ollie North, another trustworthy guy. Soon to be a senator. Can you believe that one?
You think he's really going to win?
I don't know. What did the polls say?
Well, I don't know. I'm not in Virginia.
Gee whiz. I don't know. That guy gives me the creeps. A real creepy vibe. The guy hasn't done a bit of public service for anyone. Now they're going to make him a senator because he lied to Congress. That's a good reason.
And he's proud of it.
And he's proud of it. He's upfront about it. Yeah, I started my own little thing going in Nicaragua. And that's what I'll do when I'm a senator now. I can start my own little thing.
Yeah, I'll just have my own little secret government going on, doing all kinds of stuff.
And I'm glad you feel comfortable with that.
Your knowledge.
Yeah. If we're lucky, we'll get to elect someone who shot Lee Harvey Oswald next. Jack Ruby will come back from the dead. We can vote for him.
How long do you think it will be? And I don't want this to happen here, so I just thought I'd bring it up first. How long do you think it'll be before someone takes the pictures of the twin gorillas that were just born at the Bronx Zoo
and say, here's Gary's kid? Yeah, well, it's been done about 20 times already.
Already?
Yeah.
See, I just wanted to make sure that we said we weren't starting this.
Right.
But there are pictures all over the paper today of some twin gorillas.
Do they have big teeth?
Not yet. Born to Timmy and Patty Cake.
Gary really does look like a gorilla. I'm not just saying it. He really looks like a gorilla.
Well, this one has his haircut.
I don't know. The back of his head is very flat like a gorilla. I'm sorry, man. You do look like a gorilla.
Mighty Joe Delabate.
I don't.
Am I right? No, seriously. I mean, I know I look funny. I'm not saying I'm a good-looking guy.
Here we go.
Sorry.
No, I am sorry.
You're not.
Let me walk over and give you the picture.
Put the picture next to Gary's face and let me look. All right, come here.
Will I be doing the profile? What do you need?
I think it's... Oh, there it is. Here, put it right next to his head.
Oh, wait a second.
Monkey. Put it on the other side, too. Put it on the other side, too.
All right, put it on both sides.
Put it on both sides.
Let me look.
Quintet.
Monkey.
They're triplets.
Monkey. Well, I don't see it.
I don't see it. Of course you don't see it.
First of all,
they look like they got Gary's haircut.
I don't have a spiky haircut like that.
It's almost.
My nostrils.
Your lips are big. The monkey's lips are thinner than yours.
That's true. But those nostrils, I don't have a nose like that.
Not quite.
Not really. I don't know. You just have that look.
You stay close to me, you're going to have a nose like that.
Oh.
She's laughing all the way back to her studio. So happy.
She's still laughing.
What?
I said you're still laughing. All right, so what? You look like a monkey. Who cares? You're happily married.
You're a cute monkey.
I like monkeys. I always wanted a monkey when I was a little kid.
Maybe I'll come in for Halloween just wearing a diaper.
Okay.
A little tan.
What else is in the news, Robin?
Well, we have to... I didn't mention this yesterday. David Crosby of Crosby, Stills & Nash is in need of a liver transplant.
I'll give him mine.
So that they have canceled any tour dates they may have had coming up because this is very serious and it's gotten to the point now where he cannot ignore it anymore. He definitely needs a liver. They don't say anything about him having a problem getting a liver. He's going to get a liver, and then he is expected to make a full recovery.
Hey, we can't lose him. Yeah, I just think it's kind of weird, that whole thing with, like, all these guys who are really abusive, and they just totally wreck their own bodies, but they're famous, and somehow they seem to get in the front of the line for liver transplants.
Yeah, they don't seem to have a line. They just get a liver.
If I had a new liver, I'd go back to drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ruin this one. I got about a good 40 years in this one.
Exactly.
Or 50 years, however old he is.
Whatever. Jackie, you're going to need a liver transplant. There's no doubt.
I'm in line in front of Crosby.
Jackie Smarty's lining up now.
Yeah, he's just going to stand there whether he needs one or not.
But it's true. I could have told Crosby to get a liver transplant when he was 40. That way he wouldn't have to be in such a panic now. Because you knew he was going to need one.
Well, he had to make sure he was off all that stuff, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, make sure he was really ready to get a new liver before he was finished messing up the old one.
Yeah.
Very strange, though, these guys, you know, who are on tour and have to stop for liver transplants.
Yeah, rock and roll's really changed.
Diverticulitis operations.
I know. It's getting really weird.
Breathing trouble.
You got all these old rock and roll stars, and they're still doing big arena business. And all of a sudden they have to stop tours for liver transplants. Rock and roll's really changed, you know?
People used to stop because of an overdose.
Yeah. Hey, man, I've got to go do some liver transplant. It just changed the whole nature of it.
I kind of find it sounds kind of funny when you say it.
That's why I've been trying to get into some of the younger rock stars. You know what I mean? Try and develop their
People who
careers.
aren't on their way to the hospital.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see a guy who can still drink a little. You know, oh, no, I can't drink. I'm getting a new liver. What else is in the news, Robin?
just made it go away when you did that.
I can't move on.
No, I was thinking of something. I was about to make a natural transition, and you knocked it out. Anyway, I know what I was going to talk about. When you were talking about music, there was a reason I wanted to continue that conversation.
Yeah.
It was because the Country Music Awards were on last night.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that they are more popular than the Grammys. In fact, they probably get a larger audience than any other music award show.
I told you, man. I don't know, man. The whole country's changing. I mean, the United States is changing.
And you're being left behind.
Yeah, I don't get that. Whole country. I remember when country was like a joke.
Yeah.
I think the audience and the performers, the total IQ is about 17. Did you see that guy? I couldn't tell you one Vince Gill song, but he was the host.
He's the big guy. He won the big Entertainer of the Year award.
And he walks up. This is a guy who could barely read off the teleprompter. It's like
I didn't see any of it. You watched?
Yeah, I watched about the first 20 minutes, and I said, well, maybe I got to be open to this. Let me get into it. You know, okay, I'm trying to be open to things. I mean, you become a closed-minded person, and then right away you're boring.
Mm-hmm.
So call me boring, but I tuned in to watch it, and it seems that every country guy, the whole move now is to still look and act like you don't deserve any of this success and try to behave like the audience. In other words,
be humble.
If anyone tries to act like a star or comes off like a star, the country audience will abandon you.
Mm-hmm.
So the less like a star you are, the more like you're a guy who just hangs out in a living room.
A good old boy.
A good old boy. You got to be really super humble. You got to thank everyone, and you got to be, you got to be genuinely excited by the Country Music Awards. You got to act like a rube right out of the woods. And the second you try to elevate yourself and not act like a rube, your career's over.
Yeah. Garth Brooks has gotten into a lot of trouble because he's taken on this star persona.
Yeah, right. Like he actually has the nerve to take his money and build a nice house.
And say he might not tour all the time.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And then it's like, hey, wait a minute.
Well, you don't want to tour. And you know
How
why
are we supposed to see you?
And you know why he doesn't want to tour?
Why?
Because Garth Brooks is a really ugly guy who has this really ugly wife who he married before he was really famous. He was just an ugly guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what must have happened is when he got famous, I think he went a little nuts.
Well, he did admit to cheating.
Yeah. And then the audience was ready to turn on him and everything. So the wife, he had a kid with the wife and the whole thing, so he went back to her, and he realized when he goes out on tour, he has to cheat.
The devil's on the roof.
The devil's on the So he now has to tour with his wife and his kid.
Kids, yeah.
And that's the worst. Who wants to tour with some big slob?
You tour because it's fun.
Yeah, you want to tour because you want to get laid.
Yeah, I'll have some ugly guitar player in the band who'll be bringing home different broads every night.
Yeah, right. He needs to see that. I know exactly why that guy ain't touring. I can read him like a book. Cowboy Jim.
Yeah, but he's not held in such good standing by the country people anymore.
Yeah, he's not
because of
cool.
these antics of his.
Yeah, and he also has the nerve to take all those billions they heaped on him and build a racquetball court at his house.
And I even heard people, not too long ago, they were running some kind of promotion at McDonald's where they were selling some of his albums through McDonald's when you bought some Happy Meal or something.
Yeah. Great way to sell music.
And people started screaming about that. What is this, Garth Brooks albums in McDonald's?
Yeah, it's bad enough, you got to deal with McDonald's and whatever's going on in there, and just, don't give me some Garth Brooks thing.
He's got some nerve thinking his audience might be in a McDonald's.
Yeah, right. And what it is in country is, it's like the fans are like, that son of a bitch is enjoying the success we gave him. That bastard.
Yeah, how dare he go off and spend that money?
And you got to be the kind of performer, like, you don't build a house or something with your money. You invite the audience over to your house.
You build an amusement park.
In your backyard. That's what, Dolly Parton does in Conway Twitty.
Yeah.
Twitty City.
Well, there's a whole big thing going on with Twitty City, too. The family has to sell the house because of the ex-wife. And
let me guess, the fans want to buy it?
I don't know. All I know is that the family's fighting over Conway's estate.
Conway.
I really am not so interested that I really hung on every word. I just know they're fighting.
Only dopes could make a Conway Twitty a star. You know what I mean? Only dopes could make that music happening. And I don't know where they get radio. I don't know one person listens to country music.
I have never met a person, but like I said, there are more people watching that program than any other music award show.
It's a freaky thing. I mean, I worked in Detroit. The last place I thought that country music would take my job away was Detroit. Detroit is like black people.
Yeah. Are they listening to country?
And I woke up one morning and they said to me, "Your station has just gone country." I said, "You are kidding. Now that's funny."
Who listens to it then?
I don't know, man. That's like a Midwestern.
Canadians, maybe, or something?
Nah, I don't know. Not Canadians, but like there's a lot of whites in the suburbs and stuff, and I guess they're into country music. I don't know.
But the country thing is also very much part of that Bible Belt
Yeah.
mentality.
And the music, and what it is it's bad music. It's like it's music that's not good enough to be really popular.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like. It's like all the bad records.
It's the music that's not really good enough to get on top 40 radio.
It's like Sawyer Brown is a big country band, but they were like a rock band for like about 6 weeks.
Same with Kenny Rogers. He was in First Edition, didn't go anywhere, became a country superstar.
Right. It's music, for the most part, when I was a kid growing up, that music had to be either sold door to door or it was sold on late night television like Boxcar Willie and John.
Yeah.
Slim Whitman.
Yeah, Slim Whitman. Sold over 40 million albums. To who? Where, on Mars? Freddie and I once wrote a bit when we were at NBC called Slim Whitman and the Invaders from Mars. And that Slim Whitman was from Mars.
Yeah. I know, it was Martian music.
Yeah, and it turned out Slim Whitman was a Martian that was here to conquer the planet.
Seems it's working.
It was very sophisticated material. Went over the audience's head, we determined.
You didn't know you were ahead of your time. You were absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I noticed that even... in the way the country stars dressed, there was some country music show they tried to start at one time where they had like Soul Train dancers, and the girls were in skimpy outfits.
And that was out.
And the audience just was, forget it, we're not watching that.
No.
So that had to go away. And a couple of years ago when Reba McEntire, who's really big, was on the show and she wore this see-through dress.
They freaked.
They went crazy.
Because she's trying to be glamorous.
Right.
What are you trying to be, glamorous or something?
That was like, you get back in that gingham and cover yourself up.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, every country song is about cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
who do you think listens to? Drunks. Drunken vomit heads.
Jackie Marlowe.
S-kickers.
So none of it makes any sense, but it goes along with this tide in the country. You know, I'm sure those people who are down in Alabama protesting your book probably listened to a little bit of it, and they were watching the show last.
And you got to see, like, the retards who show up at, like, a Twitty city. Like, they go to live in Conway Twitty's backyard. They pay to camp there.
Yeah.
That's a pretty heavy thing.
And we often talk about that big convention they have every year, where every big country star has to show up to just stay there and greet the fans.
Or how about when a country star does a video? Because they have country videos. I don't know where they show them, but...
Well, they have that country station.
If they do a video that appears to be too entertaining, they reject them and they throw them out of country music.
And you shouldn't have any serious themes in your music either.
Yeah.
If you're going to talk about wife beating, don't sing it.
Yeah. And, like, there's rules to country music. And then... you have to be totally accessible to your audience. If you go somewhere and you don't sign autographs, forget signing autographs. You got to sit there and hang out with the audience.
Shake hands, take pictures, be with the family.
You got to kiss
Remember
their ass.
me from the last year?
Hey, Garth, don't you remember me from the... Dude, I just built a racquetball court to get away from a nitwit like you, but you got to pretend like you're into it.
Yeah, don't go Hollywood. Don't start making movies. And then Reba's making that mistake, too. I see now she's in a TV movie.
Yeah, that's
she's
bad.
in a Hollywood movie,
Yeah,
so she'll
Hollywood.
ruin herself.
Hey, don't you bury Conway over there. We're planning a barbecue on his coffin. Oh, okay. Well, we certainly don't want to upset our fans. We have to play with the body before... That's what we do.
Sit Conway right over there.
Yeah. Sit Conway down like Weekend at Bernie's. We're going to throw a party here. Son of a bitch now will be happy to stay here at Twitty City. Twitty City.
That summer convention in Nashville, every hotel...
We should go down there.
That is literally sold out a year in advance.
Yeah, because every major star in country music
They have to be there.
has to go down there and then actually stand there and talk to all the rubes.
Even Winona has a big problem because she's pregnant and she's not married to the father.
Yeah.
There's a whole big write-in campaign as to whether she should marry the guy.
Yeah, Winona. Big cow. Meow. That mother's hot. That's really weird when your mom's that hot and you're not. That's an interesting dynamic. I got to take a break. So much. Do you have any tape from there, or you didn't bother?
I didn't bother.
right.
I just had to comment on its popularity. Maybe next year I'll have to have tape.
And maybe somebody's got some tape of it. They could send it to us. I wouldn't mind doing a review of the Country Music Awards. Yeah, I would take that on.
Okay.
I'll watch it and cut it up.
Fine, if you can get the tape.
If I can get the time. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back right after this, Robin.
Howard Stern.
Thank you. Where were we in the news, Robin?
Well, I was about to ask you, do you know Danny Gatton? He's a guitarist?
He's booked on the show. Danny Gatton, I did not know who this was, but Gary told me this story earlier. And he says Danny Gatton's people used to call every week to get him on the show. Now, who is Danny Gatton?
Danny Gatton was somebody who lived in the Washington, D.C. area and was considered one of the world's greatest unknown guitarists. He died on Tuesday of an apparently self-inflicted gunshot wound at his home in southern Maryland.
See, now I want him on the show.
He was only 49 years old. He gained national recognition in 1991 with a Grammy Award nomination.
When he played guitar for the Pope with his feet.
No, for Best Rock Instrumental Performance for the album 88 Elmira Street.
Yeah.
But for most of his career, he sort of languished in obscurity. He was reluctant to leave his family to go on tour, and so he just never got that career quite off the ground. He just recently released a new album called Relentless and was making a decent living for a change, according to a friend of his.
By doing what?
From this album, I guess
really?
He wasn't really making a great living at music, but this record on Big Mo Records was doing all right, and he was making a decent living as a musician for a change. So she says he must have had something else troubling him, because for the first time the music was doing okay. They had no cause to be alarmed about his frame of mind, so they don't know what happened. He was a moody guy.
And it's not a trick just to get record sales up? Because Jackie tried that with his joke tapes. A couple of years ago, they told me he killed himself.
But, sometimes
it was just a ploy to...
The most dangerous times, though, are coming out of a depression or going into it. So the fact that things were getting better might have just sent him over the edge.
I see.
They say he resented being pigeonholed as a rockabilly stylist.
Yeah, Fred hates that, too. Fred's pretty depressed.
I guess we ought to get his music and listen to it since he was so good. You do?
You got it?
Sure.
Let's hear it.
We actually play him his bed.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, we use his music, evidently.
He was on our show all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it.
Gary says you used to call. Oh, this is him?
That's Danny Gatton.
I know that song.
Wow.
From 88 Elmira Street.
This was Grammy nominated.
This album.
I'd like to sing a song.
Oh, no.
Danny is gone, and we will miss him. Danny is gone, and we will say goodbye.
We got some more?
Yeah.
Oh, all these songs are Danny Gatton?
You hear
No
these
kidding.
songs in your sleep.
Yeah, these are the songs
I love these songs.
For those of you listening out of town, whenever I do a live commercial, Fred plays these songs behind me. And, of course, I hate these songs because I have to read commercials over them. Right.
They just remind you of the work you have to do.
Oh, no wonder he was calling all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So we used to turn him down?
Well, Gary did. I wouldn't have. No wonder the guy killed himself.
I would have have him on.
Me too, because I would have let him play these.
He never asked us about this guy.
I even said that to Gary once. He says, we want to have Danny Gatton. I said, well, let's have him on and do commercials.
Yeah, he could have played live bits for us that day.
Gary's cold.
It's a great idea.
I'm blaming it on you. I got to sing. I guess if these songs had some words, I probably would like them a lot better. Thank you. What, he used to call all the time himself?
No, his record company. I think at one point he was on Electra.
Yes. Maybe.
And they used to call and, said, we know Howard's a huge fan, they would say.
Yeah.
And you'd say, what?
And I would say... and
Howard doesn't know what planet he's on.
Exactly. And we even talked about having him come in and do the music beds, and you were just like, eh.
Oh, you turned him down.
No. Gary turned him down. Gary, ixnay on I don't say
He's survived by his wife, Jan, and a daughter, Holly, who's only 14.
That's sad. Well, I would have had him on, for what it's worth. Gary.
Should you explain? Yeah, could somebody call and explain? We would have had him on.
Yeah, I think it's a little late. Hey, so, anyway, we'll continue to play his music.
Yes, we'll commemorate him. We will continue to use him as a living tribute.
Yep.
To his great work. So, I didn't know that we were that familiar with him.
Yeah.
I just saw that in the paper today. I said, well, gee, we ought to know one of the greatest guitar players.
I always thought it was Leslie West. I didn't know it was Danny Gatton.
Is Leslie all right? Somebody call.
Check on Leslie. Well, he'll live on in our spots.
Yeah.
We'll call him Snapple Danny. Am I back? You know, I'm looking at a picture of these monkeys you brought in here, these two gorillas, and then I didn't realize this, but the Daily News is saying they haven't named the two gorillas.
That's right.
The two baby gorillas.
No, the babies have no names yet.
And if you send in to the Daily News your suggestion for a name, they're going to give the winner to the Bronx Zoo. And I'm thinking, would it be out of hand for us to submit the name Bob and Bowie? Baba Bowie? Baba and Bowie.
Baba and Bowie.
Baba Bowie. Wouldn't that be wild if all our listeners sent in a suggestion? And you know, it'd be great for the Bronx Zoo because they need tourism and they need people to go visit. Sure. Everyone would want to go see Baba Bowie.
And they could write that on their cage.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a big deal, wouldn't it? It would give them tons of attention.
Sure.
It's not totally ridiculous, is it?
Yeah, weird names like they'd give the gorillas, too.
How about
yeah, Baba and
Bowie and Fluff Fluff Floey?
Oh, you're saying, I just thought their two names together would be Baba and Bowie.
Because you'd have to put an and in there, you know, probably Baba Bowie.
I think Baba Bowie is too long a name for a gorilla. It's just got to be Baba and Bowie. Trust me on this.
What is their mother's name is Patty Cake.
Well, Fluff Fluff Floey is hard to spell. And
Fluff Fluff Floey.
Baba Bowie and Fluff Fluff Floey is very difficult for kids to understand. But Baba and Bowie, and all the kids will be excited.
That's true.
So anyway, there is an address here, Daily News. Name the Twins contest. P.O. Box. And if you could jot this down and just send them the suggestion, Baba and Bowie, it would be funny to see it and see them consider it. Daily News, name the Twins contest. P.O. Box 5228. Grand Central Station, New York, New York, 10163.
I wonder if they'll print a listing of the top 10 names, you know, that they're getting votes on or suggestions for. That would be interesting.
Baba and Bowie. Baba Bowie. Bowie.
Baba Flunky.
Flunky. All right.
Bowie.
Fluley.
More hearings today in the O.J. Simpson case. God Ito will be sitting in judgment.
Judge Ito.
He's been making rulings, and so far the defense hasn't won one. You know, they've been trying to get some evidence suppressed. Yesterday, they were trying to have the judge throw out all DNA evidence.
Yeah, why not? That would make it a lot easier, wouldn't it?
But the judge passed on that one. Today, they'll be trying to get him to throw out the evidence that was obtained after a search of the white Bronco.
Yeah, of course.
Because they said it was mishandled once it was in police custody. Some things were stolen. You know,
what?
Some guy just went, you know, so it was.
So that's good for O.J.
They were trying to say that the vehicle was contaminated. They also say that Nicole was riding in the vehicle shortly up until the time of her death, and that's how they're claiming her blood could have gotten into the vehicle.
Oh. Yeah, she's bleeding all over. She had a period. Why doesn't the defense just suggest to Judge Ito, let's all pretend nothing happened, and then it would be much easier.
Let's just say there's not a case and go home.
Yeah, he's O.J. Let's let him go. Oh, for goodness sake, it's so silly. And I saw that Nicole Simpson's.
Well, that's what I was going to say. There was, you know, this hearing yesterday, and apparently Nicole's sister, Denise Brown, is getting a little bit perturbed at all of the machinations of the defense, so she walked into the city room in the courthouse during a break yesterday and just announced to this one reporter, I have something to say. And then in a very sarcastic tone, but with a smile on her face, she said that if he was so innocent, why does he want to get rid of all this evidence?
Yeah, what are you afraid of?
So I guess she's getting a little bit upset that they want to throw so many things out. If O.J.'s innocent, then they should want to look at everything and have a complete investigation so that there's no question as to his guilt or innocence at the end of this whole thing.
You know what else is funny, too? I was watching it on TV yesterday, and I caught the part where they're trying to say the guy who had O.J.'s car, you know, in the impound, they said, well, you know, some of the employees got in there and took stuff out, and they stole it.
Look for souvenirs.
Yeah, well, hey, wait a second. Why was O.J. shredding stuff? You know, why was the whole family busy shredding? You should be grateful people were taking stuff out of there. Who knows? That might have been really good evidence. Don't complain.
I think they just like to get everything thrown out if they can. But I'm sure they're glad that a few things were stolen, too. Also in the news, there's a tie-in with our show again and the O.J. case.
Now, how is that possible?
Well, you know, we have an advertiser here, Barks Root Beer.
That's right.
And Barks has decided to start one of these scratch-off campaigns
Scratch and sniff?
Not scratch and sniff. You know how they have these little lottery games where
you scratch off.
and try to match
Yeah.
something? Well, they're having a DNA scratch contest, and they'll have 2 double helix configurations. One you scratch off to see if you match, and this game you win if you don't match.
Oh.
And they said it has nothing to do with the O.J. Simpson case. They simply thought there was a lot of interest in DNA at this point, and they wanted to take advantage of that. So you will be hearing about this scratch-off contest in ads in Spy magazine and the Inside Edge magazine and on the Howard Stern Show.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of Barks Root Beer.
We should get some of these and see if we're matching.
Yeah, look at Fred scratching now. I won't tell you what he's scratching.
I'm not going to win, though.
You'll win, but not what people are thinking.
I thought that was interesting, though, that all of a sudden they're deciding on a DNA contest.
That's right.
Science is becoming very big these days.
Barks a very bright company, always looking for the edge in advertising. Yeah, the tie-in.
Current event.
Always trying to. They were busy trying to tie in with my movie.
Is that right?
Of course, they're smart businessmen.
You know that people aren't playing hockey right now, Howard.
I know I haven't been playing.
Should have started already, but there's been a lockout because the players and the owners can't come to terms on an agreement so that they'll have a contract. The players will be playing under a contract. So now there's been nothing. There have been some negotiations. A new offer was proposed. And after a 5-hour bargaining session, they had still gotten nowhere.
I'm so glad, because all the dopes that sit around and watch this hockey and baseball and all these games, maybe they'll go out and do something productive with their lives. I got to tell you. I don't know.
They might get into trouble. You're just a little optimistic.
What you'll eventually see is that the players, and this will happen with the baseball strike, too, they're going to get real smart and form their own teams. Wait, you'll see. Because they don't need the owners. They really don't. What do the owners provide? Zip. What do they need the owners for? They could sit there and split up the TV money themselves and be billionaires, not millionaires. Who needs owners? Who needs owners? They've got the software. Why do they need the guy with the hardware? Microsoft is a big company. They don't make hardware. They make software. Baseball players are the software. They provide the game.
That's right.
The owners should be working for them. Think about it.
And the NBA could be in this same predicament. We might not have any basketball this year either.
What do you think television performers do? They now produce their own programs. Oprah Winfrey gets the bulk of the money for the Oprah Winfrey Show. She doesn't do it for some network and get paid some pig's wages. It's the same thing in baseball. It's going to be a whole new day. These guys, it's going to dawn on these guys that they can go play a game in a parking lot and TV will cover it and pay them a few bucks. They don't need the owners. The owners are useless. It's a thing of the past. Think about it.
It seems that football is the only sport so far that has the salary cap.
And that will disappear. That will disappear. Football now is the beneficiary of all these other teams going on strike, because what will happen is everything will change in these other sports and football will go and follow.
Well, it looks like the others are laying, they're drawing the line in the sand and saying, this is it. We're not going to take this anymore.
People for years have concentrated. Oh, my God, look how much these baseball players make. I don't want to. What they fail to focus on, what the owners make.
Well, I still hear fans saying that. Everybody's getting greedy. It's just, it's taken away from the fun of the game.
Greedy. There's all this money coming in, billions of dollars from television and ad revenues and hot dog sales and everything else.
What do you care? Do you care
baseball
that
cards.
Arnold Schwarzenegger makes $12 million a film?
No, I don't care as long as I'm entertained. So why, if 12 players or whatever it is get together, 9 players, and say, hey, let's go play baseball against these other guys, and we'll charge TV. If they want to cover it, they can cover it. And they'll pay us. That's going to be it. Owners are obsolete. They better buckle under quick. They don't get it.
They haven't been listening to you. They still think they have leverage.
It's a new day in show business. What do the owners provide?
Stadiums.
Gee, we can't build one on our own after the billions of dollars we get from all the TV revenue. We can't do that. Yeah, gee.
Yeah, once upon a time there were no owners. Did you hear about this religious cult, suicide, murder pact thing in Switzerland.
What are you talking about? Hear about? I instigated
Oh,
it.
stop. And they say that some of the people who were found dead inside this place were prominent Canadians.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The mayor of a small town outside Montreal, his wife, and the senior finance official in the Quebec government.
Any luck Alan Thicke was in there?
No.
Oh.
Actually, the wife of this governor
He's a
was a
Canadian.
senior finance official in the Quebec government, and a well-known business journalist in Quebec were all found inside. It looked like a lot of people shooting themselves. They thought that the end of the world was coming.
Wow. Even like important guys, like guys with a brain in their head thought the world was coming to an end. Huh?
Well, you have to question whether there was a brain in their head.
Hey, if I'm David Crosby, I'm thinking, there's a lot of livers in that room. And it's a cold room. They're on ice.
So,
isn't he looking for a liver?
Yes, he is. David.
Damn right, he's on the plane to Canada. We have all been here before. Boom.
That was, but they were all in Switzerland.
Oh,
there was
Switzerland.
This little place they used to go to as a retreat or something, and I guess that's where they got the idea that, hey, you know, things are coming to an end. Let's go before the big one occurs.
Crosby, I'm sorry. Get off the plane to Canada. Get to Switzerland. You dope.
It's just that 3 of the people there were from Canada.
Okay.
Meanwhile, a Marine who was in Haiti a couple of weeks ago, another Marine has committed suicide. That's not funny, Jackie. It's the second suicide since U.S. troops went into Haiti 2 weeks ago. This time, Marine Corporal Maurice Williams shot himself with his M16 rifle in the sleeping compartment of the amphibious ship USS Nashville while it was in port in Puerto Rico. He was with the Marines when they went ashore in northern Haiti 2 weeks ago. Last year, they have a problem in the Marines, apparently. 37 Marines committed suicide. On average, that's about 1 every 10 days.
Just let me clear this up. Jackie was in the Army, that's why.
Oh, he's
There's
laughing.
a rivalry.
I see, because the fewer Marines, the better.
Right.
His loyalties are with the Army.
Right.
I didn't understand why all the laughter. And remember Paul Hill, the man who was accused of shooting the abortion doctor down in Florida?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie.
Jackie, this isn't your show. Go ahead, yeah.
Well, he was convicted under a new federal law against blocking access to abortion clinics yesterday. He still faces murder charges in the shotgun deaths of the doctor and his escort outside of the clinic in July. But that new law that you couldn't block abortion clinics, he was the first person to be tried under that law.
The racketeering law.
Yeah.
It's racketeering what those guys are doing. They are, they're out of their minds. You are allowed to have legal abortions in this country, and these racketeers, they sit there and they not only, they go to the doctors' homes.
They intimidate. They do everything.
They intimidate their children. These are supposedly good Christians. They take the living and make them a nightmare.
Did you see that?
And it's racketeering.
On Geraldo yesterday, they had a couple of ministers, and one of them outright said, yes, abortion doctors should be dead.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. In this country, if a gang walked into your store and said, hey, listen, we're going to hassle you. We're going to harass your customers. We're going to harass you unless you pay us. That's called racketeering. You're not allowed to do it. You're arrested and thrown in the clink, and they should arrest and throw in the clink all these religious kooks.
Well, they still have groups that are collecting money to help support this guy so that they can pay for his legal defense. And he's so out there that he decided to represent himself in this case. So we don't have to worry about him walking the streets again. He has his best client.
He should die.
In himself. And he will do, I'm sure, a bang-up job. So we still have to look forward to his trial for murder. I'm sure I hope at least that he will continue to represent himself. He thought better of it as the trial got closer and closer in this particular case, and then asked for some legal help, but it was too late.
Right.
And they gave him somebody to advise him, but he really had conducted the case himself.
Hang him with a dirty coat hanger.
Every time they called a witness, the prosecution called a witness, the witness would get up and testify, and he wouldn't. question them. All he wanted to do, apparently, was get up and read some legal statement, you know, some philosophical statement he wanted to introduce into the record.
That's good. Anything else, Robin?
Let me see if... Oh, Officer Kunkel. I wanted to talk about him, but I'll save him for tomorrow.
Good, because he deserves time.
And Tracy Lords, our old friend, who's an ex-porno star, is joining Melrose Place.
Is she our old friend?
Well, I'm sure you enjoyed her in the movies.
I've never seen one of her movies.
No?
No, I would like to see those. The ones where she's 15. The illegal ones.
Oh, I guess somebody else in the room has seen them then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
But, yeah, she's going to be on Melrose Place as I guess, a recurring character.
Oh, very good. Well, what do I know?
So you'll be watching her current work if you haven't watched her old.
I would like to see that. I wonder if she's as good an actress as Kathy Ireland.
Was she good?
I don't know. I don't know. She didn't do it for me.
No?
No. I'm not
What do you think is going on with Aaron Spelling?
What do I think is going on with him?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. No, he's doing a good job. I like Melrose Place this year, and I love Beverly Hills 90210. They've revitalized the show.
Have they?
I was one of those people who said they couldn't do it without Shannon Doherty. I don't even miss her. There's lots of people falling in love, lots of screwing around.
You're happy again.
Love that show.
And
Great show.
David Copperfield.
Go ahead. David Copperfield.
No. David Copperfield, the magician,
Yes.
has just been awarded that French medal that they give to entertainers. You know, like
no,
Jerry
they give to
Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. Yeah. Oh, is he a genius?
He just got the Knight of the Arts and Letters Award.
If the French think you're a genius, that means you're not. Trust me.
It's the first time the honor has ever gone to a magician.
Yeah. First time. First time. You know who got that award last year?
Who?
Jackie Marlowe.
No. Believe me, I wish David Copperfield would go over there and make France disappear. That would be the greatest trick of all. The Nazis almost did it, but I wouldn't accept. If the French want to give me that award, I'm not accepting it.
You don't like the people you'd be in the company of?
Yeah. No, I just not. I'm not into them. The French.
You don't want any awards from the French. I see.
You should see who gets that award. David Copperfield. David Crosby got it last year for being fat and having no liver. Hey, let me just say something before we go. I saw a picture today of in New York, there's an anchor man, good-looking guy, Chuck Scarborough. He comes on the show once in a while. And he's been married, I don't know, 3 or 4 times now. The guy,
yeah, a few.
And got his fiancée, a picture of her in the paper.
He's
Mama.
getting married again?
Yeah. The guy can't stop, but I got to tell you, what a set of cans on this guy's wife. God bless him.
Where's that picture?
Oh,
Who's
take a look at
marrying
it.
Now?
He's marrying someone named Ellen Ward.
What'd she do?
Oh, they're newlyweds.
Oh, they got married.
Yes. Look at the jugs. Look at that, huh? Is that beautiful? She's no spring chicken, but she's got the breasts of a 19-year-old.
Didn't marry a young girl?
Well, yeah, she's some hot number. Let me tell you. Look at the bod on this one. Mama Lucian. This guy, boy, I guess he figures, hey, so, you know.
What?
Get married and get divorced.
For a
Who cares?
couple of years.
Yeah, I guess he likes to marry him. Look at that.
They're screaming to get out.
Look at those popping out. How's that?
Well,
Isn't that beautiful?
well.
That's beautiful. Good for him.
Oh, my God.
Oh. What's that? Oh, is that you?
I had a little gas.
You.
Oh, thought I'd share it with you. I think I might be sick. All right, Robin, we got to go. Let's just say that we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, what's the matter, Jack? You never heard that sound before?
No, it's coming on.
Oh, my. I'll tell you, Chuck Scarborough might have an empty head, but I'll tell you one thing.
No.
That's some
You know
woman's
what?
job.
Maybe he's devoting all those brain cells to one thing.
I guess.
He found it.
He should have as much brains as his new wife has chest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? All right, give me the plugs.
Chuck seems to know how to pick wives.
Jackie, new rave joke. Oh, get out of here,
You
Pew.
said it never drifted over there.
Oh, he's insane. Jackie New Rave Joke. That was a little one. Jackie New Rave Joke Page Martling to order Jackie's comedy CD or cassette. Only I didn't know you guys could hear that. I was trying to be discreet.
Are you kidding?
I could have told you it was my
I couldn't
chair.
hear you.
I could have told you it was my chair squeaking. Jackie, mine sound like a chair. Jackie New Rave Joke Page Martling. To order Jackie's comedy CD or cassette, it's $10 plus free shipping and handling. Indian Summer Special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Tonight, a big show for Jackie at Rascals by the Shore. Go visit him. And there's a little something extra today. Jake Thomas on keyboards tonight with Jackie in Ocean Township, New Jersey. And if you want jokes and information, call 516-922-WINE.
Thank you.
Here's an important announcement. Don't miss Frightening Fred Norris appearing at the second annual Don Furman Memorial Dock Race this weekend, October 8th and 9th in Montauk.
That's a 2-day race?
That's right.
2-day race.
Wow.
For information, call 516-329-0604. What do you mean 2-day race?
It's a two-day race. One day is distance and the other day is time.
And you participate in both?
Probably not going to do anything except watch and cheer everybody.
Wait a minute. I got to get this right. Distance, so the person who rides the furthest?
No, it's like distance and time, and then there's time.
Right.
Fred didn't have the time.
I don't know what that means either.
How do you...
It's always distance.
Yeah.
You got to go a certain amount.
But there's also like time trials or something like that, which is something I don't really understand, but that's okay.
Huh.
You won't be doing a monologue before the race because no one will know what the hell you're talking about.
Absolutely not.
All right.
You're going to explain how this works?
Yeah, why don't you explain the event, Fred, at the race?
It's going to take longer than the event.
And spend an evening with Fa Folai. I mean, Fred's becoming a regular Mother Teresa. He's doing all kinds of charity work.
Charity.
Yeah. Charity begins at home, Fred, so why don't you stay home? Spend an evening with Baba Booey at the Learning Annex on October 20th as he gives a guest lecture on behind the scenes of the Howard Stern Show. To register, call 212-570-6500. Also, don't forget to buy Stuttering John's new CD, which, by the way, is damn good. Available at record stores everywhere. And to get on Stuttering John's mailing list, call 201-942-OUCH. And don't miss Steve the Gorilla in the VIP room at the futuristic new club Expo, located on 43rd Street between 6th and 7th Avenue this Friday night, October 7th. Also, Tim Allen, who was in here earlier, you can meet him today at Barnes & Noble Bookstore, 600 Fifth Avenue from 12:30 to 2 p.m. His new book is called Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man. And Home Improvement is on, well, he don't need any help with that.
Yeah, really, they know.
Hey, let me make an announcement here about our friend Roger Daltrey of The Who. Sunday, October 9th, he'll be at the Aladdin Theater in Las Vegas, and Saturday, October 15th, he'll be at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. And the reason I mention that is we did a story in the news the other day about how Roger had canceled some dates because of some chest pains. But those dates are not canceled. Thank you. Evidently, they're on.
I think it was breathing. Something wrong with his throat.
Oh, it was breathing. Yeah, he can breathe fine. They put a blowhole in his neck.
A little congestion or something.
Yeah, he's fine. So he had some congestion, but now he's better. And if you want to write the Daily News for the name the Monkey Twins, remember the name of Baba and Booey. That's B-A-B-A and B-O-O-I-E. Just send a quick note to them at Box 5228 Grand Central Station, New York, 10163. And if you're planning a wedding or Christmas party and you need a mobile DJ, now's the time to call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG-5040. And remember,
music the way you like it, and tobacco the way I smoke it.
All right. Thank you, Scott the Engineer. And we'll see you tomorrow.